Hello, ladies and gentlemen. SweetJohnnyCage here. Welcome to my full playthrough walkthrough of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for Game Boy Advance. Now, as I'm sure you're aware, I have done quite a number of A Link to the Past walkthroughs. However, I've never done one explicitly for the Game Boy Advance version. The Game Boy Advance version has a few key differences. As you can see, the opening UI is a bit different, and that's because there is another game on this cartridge called Four Swords. Four Swords, when it was originally released on Game Boy Advance with this Link to the Past cartridge, it was a multiplayer game, and it required you to have a link cable as well as another person who has a Game Boy Advance and a copy of A Link to the Past Four Swords, and you had to complete the adventure of Four Swords. This is not Four Swords Adventure. This is a completely different game called Four Swords. And if the two of you completed it, then if you beat A Link to the Past on the same file, it unlocked an extra dungeon for you called the Four Swords Dungeon. It's a really cool dungeon. However, if you're playing this on Game Boy Advance, it will be locked off to you unless you have another person to play with for Four Swords. Now, it is the year 2023. I'm recording this on September 11th, 2023. It'll be September 12th in an hour. But it's going to be really hard for you to do that. However, I have good news. There is a way into the dungeon in A Link to the Past. There is a way into the Four Swords dungeon using a glitch. And so I'm going to show you how to do that glitch. It's not difficult to perform, and it'll allow you to go through the dungeon. I have not gone through the Four Swords dungeon since, I think, 2004 or 2002, I think it was. I was in 9th grade, maybe 2003. So it's been 20 years since I've done the Four Swords dungeon. I've played A Link to the Past probably 1,000 times. That walkthrough is going to be really, really seamless and should be pretty good for you. The Four Swords walkthrough, the Four Swords dungeon walkthrough, may be a little tough, but I think we're going to be okay. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to erase our file. We're going to start over, and we are going to call this file guide. Just a heads up, I am playing this on a Nintendo GameCube using the Game Boy Player. So that is, why I have the Z button options up there. There's a frame around this thing. The aspect ratio is a little weird. It's because it's being played on a GameCube, being captured via HDMI through a RetroTink 2X using composite cables. So it's not S-Video, it's not component cables, just composite cables. And I'm praying to God my GameCube does not set itself on fire while recording this, because it was an adventure getting it working again. Okay, into the walkthrough. So the first thing you're going to notice is that you have two options here. You have message speed, and we're going to set that to fast, and then we're also going to set the brightness to dark. Dark brings the colors of the game a lot closer to the SNES version of A Link to the Past, so that's what I like to play with. And then we can get started. So again, if you have another person to play with another Game Boy Advance, and you have a GBA yourself, you can get through Four Swords. It's not long, it's a few hours. If you get, I think, 10 Triforce medals, or maybe 20, you unlock like a secret power in A Link to the Past. So there's replay value there, but you really just want to beat Four Swords and then get access to the dungeon. Okay, we're going to start with A Link to the Past. Now, unfortunately, in the Game Boy Advance version, the first major difference you're going to see is that when you start a new file, you are forced to watch the opening cutscene. So, oops, I pressed B on accident. You're forced to watch the opening cutscene, which is a bit of a bummer, but it's okay. We set the text speed to fast, so we should be okay. Now, the other difference, there's a couple differences here, actually. So, if you were to beat the game, if you were to beat A Link to the Past without dying, which we will do, the game will glitch on your next playthrough. So, if you were to continue your game, you would... I'm really trying to remember how this worked, because it used to happen to me all the time while speedrunning. I'm almost positive that you would start, even if you hit continue and not new game, even if you hit continue, you would start back at the very beginning of the game in Link's bed, but then once you left Link's house, you were transformed into a bunny, because the game, this version of A Link to the Past does save when you finish it, and it saves in order to keep track of the progress for the Four Swords dungeon. So it has to save the fact that you killed Ganon. So because of that, the game is saving, but because you have never saved before, there's no save data or something like that. It's got this weird glitch. So basically, if you were to beat this game without dying, and then if you selected continue, the game would start over from scratch. And you wouldn't be able to get into the Four Swords dungeon, and you wouldn't even be able to progress through the game because you're a bunny rabbit at the start of the game, and bunny rabbits cannot even lift a bush, let alone swing a sword. So you cannot even get the level 1 fighter sword in that fashion. So that was a glitch on, the cartridge that I had. I know it was a known thing, but I don't know if the cartridge that I just bought off of eBay, because my original one got stolen, I don't know if that one, or if the one that I'm playing on right now, was maybe updated or fixed. So I'm just going to assume that it wasn't, and we are going to save, at some point. Okay, so Link's uncle has left, and like always, the lamp can be found in this chest, but I'm going to skip it for now. So we're going to go outside. I always forget it's R to lift things. The control scheme is a little bit different. One of the first things you're going to notice is that the game runs considerably faster. It just does. And that's because the Game Boy Advance hardware is, more powerful than a Super Nintendo, so things just run faster. This means that screen transitions are faster. They're basically instantaneous now. But also the text speed increase is really, really nice. Another difference here is that Link's uncle says something different. He says, "Link, I shall always remember our time together." In the SNES version, he says, "Link, Zelda is your ... and then he passes out. Anyway, we're going to take the same route that we always take. So we're going to chop down this bush with the sword. Come over here, chop down these bushes, head inside. And here we are inside the castle. So, you should be able to tell immediately that things are different here. So, the other thing that I want to mention is that enemies are a little different in this game. I'm not sure if it's because the screens are not loaded at the same rate, but it seems like enemies... Sorry, we're picking up a key here. You can get the dungeon map out of this chest if you'd like, but, for now we're just going to skip it. It seems like enemies are they wait to move, and I'm not sure if that's because the screen of a Game Boy Advance is smaller and so less is being loaded at once, or if they made adjustments in order to compensate for the smaller screen so you didn't run into enemies all the time. As you can see here, these guards should be down here by now, but yeah, for some reason they are not. Anyway, we're going to charge up our sword. We got to kill this guard here in order to open this door, and then we are going to kill this guard for the key. Oh, I messed it up. Messed up my timing. Kill this guard for the key. And then if you'd like, you can open up this chest and get the boomerang. However, we can actually get the upgraded boomerang later on in the game for free, basically. There's a fairy fountain to upgrade items, but I'm going to show you what to do, just in case you forget to get the boomerang, because you do get locked out of this dungeon eventually. So I'm just going to skip the boomerang for now. So we're going to go through this door. Go down these steps. Go down these steps. Kill this guy. Now, because I'm not speedrunning, I recommend just picking up these pots. 2 pots will kill the dark nut. At least I think it's a dark nut. And you grab the big key, and then you can open the cell, get the lamp, and then rescue Zelda. Now, another difference in the Game Boy Advance version is that anytime you get an item, your magic is refilled, or anytime you get an item that requires magic, your magic is automatically refilled. So on the SNES version of this game, you will never be able to light a lamp unless there's magic under pots that I haven't lifted in 30 years. I guess that's possible. Yeah, it probably is, because there are lamps, there are torches in the secret passageway. So ignore me on that, but really, you're not... On the SNES version, you're not going to have any magic for at least until the East Palace. Anyway, so we're taking these catwalks here. and then we're just getting right back to the castle entrance because we need to go through the secret passageway to bring Zelda to the sanctuary. And if my movement ever seems like a little off, it's because I'm using a GameCube controller, and this game was not designed to be played on a GameCube controller, so just keep that in mind. I was really, really hoping that a friend could lend me a Game Boy Advance and a Link cable, but to use with the Game Boy player, but none of my friends had it. And I might have the Link cable at my dad's house back in New York, but my Game Boy Advance was stolen, so including my Link to the Past cartridge that I used to speedrun on. Anyway, with Zelda, we can move this ornamental shelf and then get into the secret passageway. Now, something else you're going to notice, keen eye observers or eagle eye observers, the transparency effects don't really work on Game Boy Advance, and so the lamp sort of effect that is in front of Link is different, and it sort of has like some dithering to it, like it's solid black, and then it's like checkered black, and then it's just like very light black the closer you get to Link. On SNES, it's not like that. They, make use of transparency effects, but Game Boy Advance, I guess, didn't support that, or maybe they couldn't port them over. Not sure. Anyway, we're looking for a specific rat in this next room, and it's going to drop a key. It's always on the left side, or at least it always starts on the left side. Let's grab that. Oh, grab this key. Hopefully I was going to say, hopefully the rats behave, and the keys, but they didn't. No rupees. That's okay. Let's push that block, come up here, and we're almost out. Oh, boy. You guys did damage to me. I want your rupees. You'll also notice that the sound is very different. So hold R, pull this switch back. Oh, my good God. Give me a 20 spot. All I have to do is ask for it. Okay. So anyway, now we're out of the Hyrule Castle, and Zelda is rescued. So, I'm not sure if the sound is bad because of the cables that I'm using, or if the sound is bad because it's a Game Boy player, or if the sound is bad because it's just the Game Boy Advance version of the game and the sound is always bad. I don't have a Game Boy Advance in my possession to really tell. I'm sure the cables that I'm using is not helping, but I went back and watched my speedrun from 2004, and the audio is just as bad, so maybe it's just the Game Boy Advance version. Anyway, open this chest for a heart, and then we can start making our way to the East Palace. Now, if you've never played A Link to the Past before, the game, if you look at the map, the game will basically be directing you to Kakariko Village over here. There's a flashing X on top of the Elder's house. You do not need to go there. I'm actually noticing something. I think this is different. I don't think the bird is outlined on this map on SNES. I could be wrong, though. Never really looked at that before. So you don't need to go to the Elder's house. There are a lot of heart pieces in Kakariko Village, or just several, but we're just not going to get them for now. We'll get them later. All right, so we are just heading to the east to the canyons, and then we will be entering the first real dungeon of the game, the East Palace. The Game Boy Advance version is polite enough to actually name the dungeons for us and tell us the names when we walk in. So we'll see that in a moment. As of this recording, I've recently picked back up speedrunning of this game. I think my current personal best is 208 for 100%, but this run will be nowhere close to that. It'll probably be closer to 3 hours just because I'm really going to be taking my time explaining things. It's funny how much easier stair pumping is on this. Okay, welcome to the East Palace. So we're going to lift up this pot, hit this switch, it opens the door. And then we're going to keep on moving. You can kill these, I think they're called popo or bugs. Sometimes they drop rupees. There is a chest in this next room. Oh my god, avoiding cannonballs in Game Boy Advance is difficult. There's a chest in this room that I'm going to get. It contains 100 rupees, which is really helpful early on in the game in case you're in need of rupees. Go ahead and open that. And then I think there's 6 over here. Yeah, so there's an additional 12. So 112 rupees there. in that whole sequence if you want them. And you just come back down here, and then we keep moving. Okie doke. So at this intersection, if you go to the right, you'll get the dungeon map. I'm going to skip that because, like Rick O'Connell says in The Mummy, I am the map. All right, go ahead and throw that pot. And then let's see if a glitch works on Game Boy Advance. Nope. I might have just missed it. It's okay. I guess the sword does work. Anyway, when you enter this room, a bunch of Stalfos will appear. You just want to kill them all, either using the pots or, you know, Link's sword or whatever. Usually 5 appear, but you can glitch it so only 2 appear. It sort of failed there. I mean, only 2 appear, but I just didn't get the right timing. The compass is in this chest. We're going to skip it for now. The Game Boy Advance version of this game moves really fast. Like, I'm having to talk faster about this as I do it. Okay. So that's the big chest. It contains the bow, but we can't do anything about it yet because we don't yet have the big key. So we're going to come down here, go underneath this path, and then up the stairs and into a dark corridor. Over here, we're going to kill a bug, and then hit the floor switch, go into this room. And then in this room, we're looking for a small key that's under a specific pot. Under this pot right here. Grab that, and then you can exit. And there's going to be another bug right here. Sometimes it drops rupees. Yep, take those. And we can use the key on this door. And then we are now on the upper catwalk of the Cannonball room. So we're going to come over to the west side. And then in this next room, we need to kill all the enemies in order to cause the bad fairies to move away from that pot. And underneath that pot is a switch that activates the chest with the big key in it. Yeah, these enemies are definitely moving differently because I've never had to go that far down. Okay, so lift up this pot, hit the switch, it reveals a chest, and inside is the big key. All right, this is going to be, yeah, it's going to be tough. Whatever. Okay, big key opens big locks, and then we come down here, and here we are back near the big chest. Okay, so on the Game Boy Advance version, when you open the chest and get the bow, you were automatically given 10 arrows. On the SNES version, that is not the case. Your first... Oh, they changed them. Okay, so on SNES, 10 arrows are underneath this pot. Or these, so there's 5 and 5 underneath these pots. I didn't know that they changed them. So anyway, open the chest, you get the bow with the 10 arrows, and then I don't know the button for the menu. Okay, so we're going to press, I guess that's X or Y on the GameCube controller. And here is the item subscreen. So we have bows and arrows and the lamp. You'll notice that this item subscreen looks a little bit different than the SNES version. And that's because there's an extra column on the right. And that column is for all the bottles. So the bottles are no longer a sub-menu within a sub. They're no longer a sub-menu within the menu. But that also means that there is an extra slot in the horizontal rows. And that is because in the Game Boy Advance version, you get to keep the shovel throughout the entire game. Okay. Oh, God. This is a nightmare. I don't know what's happening. All right. So if you'd like, if you ever need fairies, you can jump in here. And there will be 2 fairies down here for you. And then you just warp, and it brings you right back up to the big chest room. That is a fast warp. Okay, we're going to come in here, and then we're going to kill the Igor on the right with 1 arrow. And then we use that key on this door. Okay, there are additional arrows in the... I was going to say, there's additional arrows in those pots. Lift up the bottom left one to hit the switch. And then behind this Igor here is this floor switch that we can press and then go into this big cannonball room. And the top left switch is the one that we want to hit, so just safely navigate the cannonballs as best you can. Press the top left switch, and then you're good. Okay, we got to kill this red Igor with 2 arrows. Nice, 10 spot, great. 2 more, good. And then underneath these pots are total, I believe, 20 arrows and then 10 rupees. So if you ever need additional arrows before this next boss fight, go ahead and grab them. The boss fight of the East Palace are the Armos Knights. These Armos Knights take 3 arrows each. You want to be very careful not to waste any arrows because when you only have one of them alive, the final one will restore its health, turn red, and then it requires an additional 3 arrows. So you need a minimum of 18 arrows to kill the Armos Knights. If you were to dump 2 arrows into all of them and then attempt to kill them really fast, you can do it that way, and like the 6th one won't turn red and you'll just kill it immediately. However, if you're slow on doing that, then even though you've pumped 2 arrows into the quote-unquote final Armos Knight, it will restore its health, or its health resets back to 3 HP, so you gotta use 3 more arrows on it. Alright, so now that we have done that, we can come over here and visit Sahasrala's hut. And then, since we have the Pendant of Courage, Sahasrala will give us the Pegasus boots. Wow, this text speed is outrageous. Okay. Whoops. Oh, arrows. Oh, God. Arrows break pots in this version. Okay, I didn't know that. Maybe I did. Anyway, you want to... So, I'm going to explain something. This wall has a very peculiar looking crack on it. If you were to tap your sword on a wall, it makes that sound. If you were to tap your sword on a cracked wall that is hollow, it'll make this sound. That sound means that the wall is hollow and it can be broken. Now, there's 2 ways to break walls. If the wall is hollow and has a circle around the crack, you can run into that wall. If the wall is hollow and does not have a circle around it but does have a crack, you need to use a bomb. So you can use a bomb on both types, but you can only bonk into the ones that have a circle around them, like this. All right, so behind this cracked wall are 3 bombs, and then 100 rupees, so 50 in 2 chests. And with all that in tow, we can get out of here. Oh boy. I was trying to get super speed. It doesn't even work on this version of the game. Okay. Okay, so we're going to take this path, and then we are going to leave this place. And now it is time to use the Pegasus boots to give ourselves the Book of Mudora. And the Book of Mudora allows us to access the Desert Palace. So we're going to go along this route here. And we're going to make our way to Kakariko Village via the south entrance. We're not actually going to go into the village proper, but the library that has the book is technically in Kakariko Village. All right, let's come over here. And then we're going to go up this staircase. And then the book is on top of this bookshelf. So we're going to use the boots, bonk it off, and then grab it. Okay, and now we're going to head into the desert. Playing this on a GameCube controller is not so bad. I've never done this before. When I was speedrunning using the Game Boy Advance version, I always just used the Game Boy Advance as a controller. So you'll notice that the enemies, they have like an extra few frames of stun when you hit them in the Game Boy Advance version. On the SNES version, they recover a lot faster. It's not really significant, it's just interesting. And I'm sure they did that just to kind of make it easier, again, because of the smaller screen. Which I think is a decent change. Alright, so here we are in the desert. So we're going to follow this shadow. It's going to basically line us up perfectly. Then once we reach this crevice, you want to zoom up. And then we're going to take out the Book of Mudora. And then use it on the pedestal. Link says a prayer. Whoops. What is happening? I moved too fast for the game. Link says a prayer, and then the statues move, granting you access to the Desert Palace. Okay, wait, how is that spelled? Okay, I think there's 2 S's. It's like, what? Okay, so anyway, we're going to go along this route. And then you want to charge your sword. And then immediately let it rip on this sand pit thing. Otherwise, you get stuck in the sand pit if you don't kill the bug inside. All right, so there's a key on this lamp, so we're going to bonk into it. Grab the key, and then just to the right of the BMOS, we just zoom down and we exit the room. Okay, just coming along here. We're going to move over here, then go south. Come down. Go through this door. It's going for a key dash. Didn't work. Got to kill the 3 bugs in this room. And then in this room, we have cannon launchers that played nice and allowed us to just run right past them. Sometimes they don't play nice, and they do stuff like that, and you got to be very careful. So once you have the big key, you can go ahead and exit. The compass, I believe, is in that chest. We're going to skip it. Yeah, that's the compass. Oh, God. That's the compass. The chest, the map is in a chest in another room. It's this room right here that we're going to run right past. It's the same room. Both those doors are the same room. So we're going to come over here. We're going to lift up 2 pots. Switch under this pot to open the doors. Open up the chest for the power glove. It's so bad. So with the power glove, we can lift white stones, both small and large. So once you have the power glove, we can exit this room, and then we begin exiting the dungeon. So run along this right wall. This way you don't get caught in any of the sand traps. If you're wondering how to open the door to the north, you want to push this brick right here, and behind that door is a fairy fountain. Okay, so we're going to get the first piece of heart here, and that is right down here. It's the only way to get that piece of heart is through the Desert Palace. And then the second half of the Desert Palace is behind these rocks, forcing you to get the power glove in order to finish. All right, so there's a key under this pot. You want to be quick because otherwise you get hit by flying tiles. We're going to come down here. And then we're going to kill the 4 bugs in this room. Door opens. In the next room, we're looking for a key under a particular pot, and it's the second from the right pot right here. Grab that, go through this door. Next room, we're looking for another key. It's in the top right this time, so just grab that and avoid the flying tiles. In this next room, we have a red Igor. I'll kill it. I normally skip it, but we'll kill it. So get a second arrow in, and then take out the lamp, and then you want to use it to light these 4 torches. Doing so moves the wall. Yeah, I think the sound is ultra compressed and even changed in some respects in this version. So if you need anything, go ahead and lift up the pots to refill. And then when you're ready for the boss, go through the big key door. The boss of the Desert Palace are the land molas. They're just big sandworms that come out of the sand. And then you just got to hit them a bunch. Charging your sword here to hit them does not do double damage to them. Not really sure why, but it just doesn't. So there's no real difference between just slashing. Oh, God. It does give you, like, some balance, though. Like, when you spin, it pushes you away from the worm, giving you some breathing room. That's typically why I do it. That's 1 down. Wow, that exploded so fast. There is no lag in this game. Wow. Yeah, they're using the thunder sound. That's funny. Normally it just has like a low grumble. All right, so since there's only 3 worms now, it's going to release 8 rocks in all directions. There is a way to stand. It's slightly off center like that. And then when you swing the sword, you will get bonked away and you won't have to take any damage from the rocks. Otherwise, you can just sort of stand far away, wait for the rocks to come out and sort of chase down the worm, but you can do it that way and it's a bit faster. All right. So we have the Pendant of Power. So now there's only one more Light World dungeon to do, and that is the Tower of Hera. But first, we need to get a piece of heart inside of this cave. I don't know where that boogeyman came from. All right, and then using one of the bombs we got in Sahasrara's hut, we can bomb open a cracked wall. And I'll show it to you here. You can see that this south wall, the middle of it looks a little bit different. And if we were to tink on it, it makes a different sound. However, there's no circle around it, so we cannot run into this wall, so we have to bomb it. Inside of this chest is the second piece of heart. Second of 24 pieces of heart in this game. All right. So now we've done all that, we're going to make our way to the Mountain Tower. The Tower of Hera was renamed in the Game Boy Advance version to the Mountain Tower. I don't know why. Up here. And we're going to basically go back around the castle. Okay, and then to the west of the sanctuary is a crop of rocks that, using the Pegasus boots, we can bonk into, just like that. And inside is the third piece of heart. Now, something that I forgot to mention when we were in the escape sequence with Princess Zelda was a cracked wall that everybody always wants to know how to get into. And it's in the bright room with all the rats and the keys, and you push the block to get to this to the next floor. There are 2 cracked walls in that area that you can bomb. However, during the escape sequence, you don't have bombs. So everybody always wants to know, how do I get back in there? After you get the Power Glove, you want to lift up the 2 rocks that are right here, and then just push this gravestone by holding up into it, and then you fall right back down here. Oops, facing the wrong direction. And all you got to do, bonk into it, and then in you go. And inside here, I believe, is arrows, 100 rupees, and bombs. 300 rupees. That's nice. So there you go. And then you can just leave through this crack or the one that you made before. No, go away. Then you just go through the last few rooms of the secret passageway, and you're good to go. Oh, God. There you go. That's the secret room inside the secret passage. Okay. Whoa. GameCube controller. I have 3 pieces of heart, right? Yep. Okay, great. Wow. Wow. Okay, so after we lift up that rock, we're going to come through here, and this is the passageway that leads to the Death Mountain summit. Not the summit, the base, sorry. The literal opposite of the summit. So we have this old man that follows us. When we have the old man, we cannot run because he's old. Just come through here, and then go south, and then we will be at the base of Death Mountain. Okay, and then once you hit here, the old man will speak to you, and then he will give you the magic mirror, and then he will go inside of his little hideout. And then what's really nice is you can go inside the hideout, speak with the old man. He tells you about the Moon Pearl, but he also heals you, so he's sort of like a fairy. So if you ever start your game up and you choose to start in Death Mountain, you can just speak with the old man and he'll restore your health. And he stays there the entire game. He does not go away. All right, so we're going to go through this little section here, go south, and then this just sort of brings us back up to Death Mountain. It just skips a treacherous staircase. So we're going to go up this staircase here, this really long one. Oops, and then we're going to slide down here, come over here, and then we're going to touch this warp tile. And this warp tile, oh, that sound. It's going to send us into the dark world. But because we have the magic mirror, we can warp back at will. So we can just stand right here, warp back, and then grab another piece of heart. So, this is the Mountain Tower. This is it, ladies and germs. Let's enter Mountain Tower, aka Tower of Hera on SNES. So we're gonna hit this switch. We're gonna come over here. And then there is a key inside of these red bricks. So just press this crystal switch, grab the key, use the mirror to warp back to the entrance. We're gonna hit this switch, we're gonna hit this switch, and then we're gonna run up. And then the map is in that one, I believe. But we're gonna use the key here, go downstairs into my room. I'll show you a neat little trick here. It's a little speedrunning trick. So if you take out a bomb, and then you hit this crystal switch, plant a bomb there, lift up a pot, and then just... Oh, wow, it didn't work. You can stand on those tiles, and then it'll just make you invincible the whole time. Anyway, you want these blue tiles to be up, because in the next room, red tiles need to be down. This way you can avoid mini moldworms. Mini moldworms are really, really annoying enemies that appear in a few dungeons. Alright, so just keep poking your sword at these tiles. This way they don't do any damage to you. And eventually the door opens. And then since we have the red tiles down, oh god, we can navigate this room a little bit more safely. Alright, so in this room we have our first ever red Stalfos. If you were to swing your sword at a Stalfos and it reacts to it, it will throw a bone at you. So these guys are a bit more hostile than the other ones. So take out your lamp, light the 4 torches. That causes a chest to appear. Get the big key, quickly take out your mirror, and then quickly warp back to the entrance. Okay, now we're going to go to this side. So go down this staircase. And then these enemies, you can knock down pits just like that. A little bit easier to deal with them that way. No, I want them like that. Yeah, I'm not speedrunning. This one you can just kill with a pot. Great. So once they're all dead, the door opens. You come through, and then let this guy go up a little bit. Switch the floor tiles to mess with them, just like that. And then the reason I have the red tiles down is because this is a pretty difficult boss, and the game knows it. And there are a whole lot of recovery hearts available to you. So you can actually just walk down just like this. I highly recommend doing that. This way you leave the red tiles down. But the boss of this dungeon can be very difficult, and so they give you a ton of recovery hearts for repeated attempts. But I'll show you a trick to help out. So this is the compass right here. I'm going to skip it. The big chest is up here. There are ways to do this with a bomb jump, but I will show you the intentional way to do it. So kill these Dodongos. Yes, if you can believe it, those are Dodongos. All right, and then in this room... we need to hit this floor switch to move the floor pattern. And then you need to drop into this hole from the top. You have to jump from the top. So fall into it, and then you end up right at the big chest. Open the big chest for the Moon Pearl, and I'll tell you right now, if you've made it to the Dark World and you are still a bunny rabbit, this is why. The Moon Pearl protects the hero from the transforming effects of the Golden Power. If you have the Moon Pearl and you go to the Dark World, you remain in human form. You must have the Moon Pearl to get through the game. Okay, so just walk over the tiles to change the pattern again. Lift up this pot, and then we're going to head back upstairs. Now, there is a secret fairy fountain in this dungeon as well. They're always in the Light World dungeons. So just come over here, and then you want to fall into this third hole right here. And then don't worry, this is going to drop you through the entire dungeon. However, there's a warp tile that brings you right back up to the top. Excuse me. Hey, great. Grab those. Hit the warp tile. Come over here. These are the recovery hearts in case you need them. There are 14 of them. All right. And this is Moldworm. Moldworm's only weakness is his tail. If you hold out your sword and Moldworm were to bonk you on the sword, you will not fall off the ledge as long as you are holding the direction of the platform. So if you were to knock me off the back, I would want to hold up just like this, and that will push me back onto the platform. So I always recommend trying to stay near the bottom and then just hold out your sword just like that. And then once you hit his tail, just go right back to doing what you were doing. Oh my god. Sometimes he gets real aggressive, but it's okay. There's recovery hearts in here, and then we head right back upstairs. Unfortunately, his health does reset every time. I'll show you like a bit more of an aggressive strategy if you like, if you're not afraid of him. Oh my god. So it's really just to just walk around the platform and hit his tail whenever you see it. Another way to do it is to hold out your sword, and then whenever his tail is near you, you want to let your sword swing. Oh my god. It's okay. I don't mind this so much. The reason that you want to do that is because when you let your sword swing after a charge, the star around the sword is a hitbox. So your sword's damage radius is actually extended considerably, like another bunch of pixels. So it's not a bad idea to do that. Whoa, you definitely don't want to fall down the middle because that sends you back to the beginning of the dungeon. See I'm not falling? There you go, that's Moldorm. So the whole time he was trying to bonk me off, all I was doing was holding down on my stick and it was pushing me back onto the platform. And as long as you hold your sword with B and push, the direction on the D-pad, you won't fall off. But if he bonks you and actually deals damage to you, then you're gonna fall. And there's some rare instances, like even in the first case, where like he hit me, it hit the sword, but it still dealt damage. But generally, that's a really safe strat. Okay, now that we have all 3 pendants, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our way to the Lost Woods to get the Master Sword. First, though, you want to fall in this particular spot to land on this particular platform, and then we're gonna come up here and grab the 5th piece of heart out of 24. Okay, and then just fall down this hole. There is a fairy fountain here in case you need more fairies. Over here. And then through this cave is the exit that leads back to Hyrule. Or, the Kakariko area. So if you run along this wall and you count to 5 really quick, you won't bonk into this wall. But if you do bonk into this wall, you fall into that pit and go back to the entrance. All right. I think these birds are still here. Nope, they're gone. Okay, hop down, go north of screen, and then we're going to exit from the west on the north side of the screen right here. So this is an entrance to the Lost Woods right here. There's a few entrances. All right. So this is a fake Master Sword if you pick it up. It's like a troll. I don't know. I hate that I just use the word troll, but it's fake. Anyway, go down here. Come over here. Oh, boy. Go through here. We'll get the magic mushroom on the way out, so don't worry about it just yet. Guards can hide in bushes in this place. Oh, please. All right, so you want to head along this path because this exit right here, this is the Master Sword. Now, I'm actually kind of glad that I took damage, because when you lift up the Master Sword in the Game Boy Advance version of the game, your health refills. On SNES, it does not. See what I mean? Wow, Jesus, this is fast. Okay, so the reason that it refills your health, I actually think is kind of nice. It's because it wants to show you the power of the Master Sword and that it shoots out a beam when you have full health. And this is actually something that has been brought into pretty much, I won't say every game, but most games in the series have this feature, including Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. If you're playing Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom and you have the Master Sword, hold the right bumper to hold the sword like you're about to throw it, and as long as you have full health, you'll actually throw a beam out. Okay, so we're going to go out, not exactly the way we came, but we're going to start by doing that. Be sure to pick up the magic mushroom. We'll turn that into magic powder later. Okay, we're going over here. And then there is a piece of heart hidden in this hole. In this little thief's hideout. There you go. Heart piece number 6 of 24. Okay, then we're going to exit through a different way. We're going to come over here. We're going to come over here. Then we're going to snake over to the right a little bit, run this direction, and we're going to head towards Hyrule Castle. That is because Zelda has been kidnapped. If you were to go back to the Sanctuary at this point, you would see that the priest is dead, or is like sort of dying. I don't know if he actually I think he does come back to life at the end of the game, but he dies. Anyway, go through here, and we're literally just going to go right back into the castle. Oh, please. Go right back into the castle like we did before. If you ever need recovery hearts or anything, bonk into this tree for apples. I believe they restore 2 hearts apiece. Okay, so back inside the castle. If you want the boomerang, go get it. This is your last chance to get it. But we'll get the red one later on, so don't worry. So we're going to come up here this time, and we're going to go onto the roof. And then on the roof, we're going to be able to enter Hyrule Castle Tower. All right, no name on this one. All right, so the quickest way to kill these guys is to actually hold out your sword and just wait. And then once they sort of merge into one sprite, more or less, back up, let your sword swing, and then you kill both of them in 2 sword swings. In this next room, I recommend holding out your sword to charge it, because these guys are going to run right after you. And then just swing your sword, and you're good to go. Okay. In this next room, we're going to exit out the west side. It is a square room, hard to see in, though. Okay. And then in this next room, it's a bit of a pipe maze, so just follow this path. I'm going to try to kill the guards, I guess. I'll light it just to give you some help there. So you can light one of the torches, just like that. Okay, grab the key out of this chest, and then we got to make our way down. So just follow this route here. And then the locked door is right here. There is a tile here, or a block. If you push it, you hear a door open. That's actually opening the door that you came into this room from. All right, so go through this door, and then you can just go up these stairs, just like that. Okay. This door, there's no enemies in it, or this room, there's not many enemies in it. Just exit there. Look out for the guard over here. And then there's a guard here as well. Oh, but he fell. In this room, there is a bow knight down here. We need to kill him for a key. And then we use that key right here. Yeah, this room could be a little tricky, just because... Wow, we actually managed to get him. He never moves in that direction on SNES. I've never seen him move into that statue. It could be wrong. I don't think he ever does, but it could be wrong. Anyway, in this next room, more red guards. Yeah, these guys just sort of stay still for us real nice. Just like that. And then in this next room, the guard in the middle holds a key. Did they remove a guard from this room? Oh my god. So on SNES, there's 2 guards in this room. I didn't know they fully removed an enemy. Okay, with that key, we can now enter this room and just go up the stairs. It's going to seem like you're trapped here, but you are not. Go ahead and push this statue, and then go through the door. If you have the boomerang, it'll be a big help to you in this room, but on Game Boy Advance, the guards don't move, so you just do that. Okay, now it's time to fight Agahnim. So the evil wizard Agahnim is more or less Ganon's alter ego. He traps Princess Zelda in a crystal, sends her off to the Dark World to be guarded by Trinex. Okay, and then all we gotta do is follow him by slashing the curtain and then going into the boss room. Okay, so Agahnim is an interesting boss. All you gotta do is repel his beams back at him. His first shot is always a beam, but then it is a 50-50 chance of whether or not it is a beam that you can reflect back at him, or these blue balls that will break apart and deal damage to you. When he goes to the center of the room, those are the blue balls I'm talking about. When he goes to the center of the room, if he does not face you and he just stays facing down, which he does every 4 attacks, so this next one, this is lightning. See how he's not facing me? That means he's going to use lightning, and he always sends it going south. Then the cycle continues. You need to hit him. You need to reflect 6 orbs back at him. So unless all 4 of these are orbs, we're going to have to do this in 3 cycles. Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. Nope. Okay. 3 cycles. We couldn't be so lucky. Okay. There you go. And that's Agahnim. So it's not a difficult fight. Just reflect the beams back at him. You could use the bug catching net, sword. You've got a couple options. But once you do that, you are transported to the Dark World on top of the Pyramid of Power. And then Sahasrara contacts you again. And he tells you to go to the Dark Palace, which is located where the East Palace was. And that's what we're going to do next. I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm not editing this video. I just have to quickly use the restroom. Just check the timestamps for when I come back. Probably be less than 60 seconds. I'll be right back. All right. Cool. So before we actually go to the Dark Palace, our first destination is going to be right over here. You want to drop here, and we're going to talk about that hole in a second. There's a Pizza Heart right here, which is number 7 of 24. Okay. This hole is a difference in Game Boy Advance. This hole is not here on Super Nintendo, and that is because this hole leads to the Palace of the Four Sword. Now, if you were to talk to this NPC here, he would tell you, hey, I'll tell you a profitable story if you pay me 20 rupees. Let's do it. Heh, thanks. Actually, only true heroes can enter this palace. That's it. Does he say anything different? No. So he just scams you over and over and over, which is just fantastic. Okay, so this is the Palace of the Four Sword. We cannot enter this palace until we have defeated Ganon, as well as Vati at the end of Four Swords. However, like I said in the beginning of this walkthrough, I will show you how to enter this dungeon using a glitch. We're going to do that after we beat the game. Otherwise, you can do it the real way if you have a friend with a Game Boy Advance, a copy of the game, as well as a link cable. This crack in this dungeon is not there on SNES. Okay, couple things to show you in this little area before we really get started. If you are ever in need of a fairy, bonk into this tree and one will come out. You gotta reload the screen every time you want to do that, though. If you pull on one of these, 20 rupees comes out. Whoops. Right here. And then, is there anything on this one? No. No, I think there's a B in this one. No, nothing. Okay. That's it. Okay. So now we're going to go to basically exactly where the East Palace was, but in its place is going to be the Dark Palace, and that's the first Dark World dungeon, and Game Boy Advance calls it level 1. So sort of indicating like this is where the game really begins. The real Link to the Past starts here. All right, so just follow these arrows, and then we're going to go through a bit of a hedge maze. So come over here, go north, re-enter the hedge maze, and then go through here. You're basically going to head southeast and then just hold right on the D-pad, and eventually you'll exit. You get Kiki the monkey, pay him the 10 rupees, and then bring him to the entrance of the Dark Palace. That enemy should not have been there. Bring him to the entrance of the Dark Palace, which is over here. Do not get hit, otherwise Kiki will go away. And he will ask you for another 100 rupees to open the door for you. You have to do that in order to enter the palace. I'm sure there's a glitch way to get in, but that's how you get in. Okay, welcome to level 1, the Dark Palace. So, this is the only dungeon that I'm going to show you where to get everything. And the reason for that is because it is very easy to use a key in this dungeon and get... You can't get stuck. You cannot get hard stuck in this dungeon, but you can get kind of lost, and you're going to feel stuck. So I'm going to show you where to get everything. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to the left. Oops. We're going to go to the left, hit the floor switch, go through this door, kill the mini Helmasaur here, lift up that pot for a bomb. Then we're going to lift up this pot in the bottom left for a switch. That reveals a chest, which contains a small key. Then we're going to warp back to the dungeon entrance, although it's 2 screens away. And then we're back at the entrance. Now, you could just go straight and complete the dungeon, but we're going to go to the right. We're going to go down this set of stairs. There's a warp tile here, but be careful of the bad fairy. There's a warp tile here, and then there's a bonkable or bombable wall right there. So go through there. Oh, the jellyfish look green in this version of the game. That's interesting. Okay, there's another bonkable wall right here. This is not a bonkable or bombable wall. However, if you were to plant a bomb here, I believe it would break the floor. Yes, and that's just a pit. That is not a secret. It's just a pit. All right, so in this room we have mimics. So you want to shoot 1 arrow into each of the green ones. The red ones are hostile, and if you look directly at them, they will fire a laser at you. Excuse me, they'll fire some sort of like laser at you. But they take 2 arrows, similar to the Igor in the Light World. So they do the opposite of your movement, so you gotta like bait them into good positions and then fire an arrow and start moving this way they move. Okay, so go up this hallway here, go up the stairs, and then in this chest is the dungeon map. Okay, so let's just quickly kill these jellyfish. How? How, Sway? How? Okay. Jellyfish are dead. So, just reminded me of a Dylan Moran joke where he talks about picking up the phone and going, Miriam's dead, and then slamming the phone. It's a very funny joke. Anyway, if you press L to bring up your map, and then you look in on the right side of the screen, you'll see 4 blinking brackets or corners, and then there's a red and green blinking dot inside of the long room inside of those quadrants. You will notice that there are 4 exits from the room that we are in. There's one to the north. We cannot get there yet because we don't have the magic hammer to knock down the laughing pegs. There's one to the right, and there's 2 to the left. So the one to the right, I don't see anything. One of the ones to the left is the door on the top side of the room. Can't get there because we don't have the laughing pegs. And then the other one to the left, I don't see either. This wall and the wall opposite are bombable. You cannot bonk into these walls because they don't have the circle around the crack. So, take out your bombs. Blow it up. Take out your bombs. Blow it up. Behind this wall is a fairy fountain with 3 fairies. Behind this wall is a key. And I can guarantee you, if you're stuck, that's the key you're missing. Okay, back to the dungeon entrance. Now let's go through the dungeon like normal. So we're gonna go north, lift up this pot, grab a bomb. Over here. Oops. Push this block, don't follow it. Instead, you wanna go through this door here. Actually, you don't really need to do this since we have that extra key, but this is my normal route, so I'm already here. Pick up this key, go back, and then we're going to go to the west side of this room, the west side highway. Take out a bomb, plant it on this cracked floor, wait for it to explode, and then this is a secret, so fall down there. You can see a pattern underneath it. That means that there's a floor below. Walk along here, use a key on this door, go upstairs, and we're going to open this chest for the big key. Ta-da! Okay, then hop off here to the floor below. It's going to bring us all the way down to the bottom. Lift up this pot for a switch. Stalfos start falling, but we get a small key out of that chest. And then you're going to warp back to the dungeon entrance. Very good. Okay, I'm going to attempt to show you a trick just because I think it's really cool, and I just recently learned how to do it. I've never done it on Game Boy Advance, so we'll see how it goes. Come up here, and then we're going to come up here. Jump over here, come up this staircase, go to the west side of the room, and then use a key on this door. Inside of this room is a crumbling floor, so lift up this pot, kill this. Oh my god, the button's on a GameCube controller. I shouldn't have even tried that trick. That was absurd. I'll try it one more time. Over here. I actually had that happen to me on a speedrun. I didn't switch to bombs. I just pressed the wrong button, though. I didn't even mean to press A there. Okay. Lift up this pot, kill the Helmosaur. And then you want to line up on this pixel here. Take out bombs. I think the tiles are moving too fast. Yeah, they move way too fast on Game Boy Advance. I don't even think that trick is possible on Game Boy Advance. That's crazy. Anyway, you can bomb jump across to get the hammer without having to do a lot of stuff. I don't think that's possible on Game Boy Advance. Anyway, lift up this pot, come over here, and then move away from these turtles. They will follow you. That's the compass right there. And then if you were to use a key on this door, oh my god, turtles, please go away. If you were to use a key on this door, you come through here, lift this up, 5 rupees, oh no. And then if you were to come through here, you'd be back in this big room. Oh no, I'm stuck. I ran out of keys. No, you didn't. Don't worry. Come through here. Go back up here. And then we're going to go downstairs. So down here is a very dark passageway. There are a couple bad fairies in here. So collect rupees if you need them. This chest has 1 arrow. It might be 5, but I think it's 1. This chest has the key. You can go back up. Careful. Go back upstairs. And now we're going to basically go from one dark passageway to another, but don't fear, I'll show you how to get through. It is treacherous. There are a lot of dodongos in the room. Let's come over here, open this door. Yep, I knew he would be there. That one. If you need bombs, open this chest for 3 bombs. Continue along this route. Go along the outer perimeter there. Up and in. Kill that Dodongo. Down to the right. Whoops, down to the right. Hello. There's a key here. You're going to need that. Over here, and then place a bomb in front of this crack. Okay, and that brings you onto the platform with the big chest. Go ahead and open it for the magic hammer. And then warp back to the dungeon entrance. Okay, so now that we have the magic hammer, we can smash down some pegs. Okay, so I'm going to show you a neat little trick here. This just avoids having to deal with a bunch of enemies. So come over here, get your bow, and then you see how I'm moving along this treasure chest when I press left? So I come over here. I actually got to... Wow, I'm doing this off muscle memory. Come up here, go along the chest, and then we press right, and we sort of like hit the edge of it, just like that. From here, if you were to shoot an arrow... Go up. Boom. You would hit that switch. I feel like it's a bit more generous on SNES. You would hit that switch and knock down those pegs. It's an easier way to do it because you do need to go to the right there. Otherwise, you would want to come up to this level and then drop down using that down arrow. That would put you onto the next platform. Kill the enemies, use a boomerang or a bomb or something. And then you can basically walk through here. So you would deal with all the enemies. Watch out for the bounce cushion. That'll do that to you. You can just lift up a pot and then throw it at the crystal switch. You can definitely hit it from here, just like that. That's kind of the intended way to do it, but that arrow just saves you so much heartache because of the cushion and the pits and the enemies. Anyway, exit out this door, and then we're going to come through here, lift up those pots if you need hearts. These pots have bombs, and then the third pot holds a switch. You want to move this statue, just like that. In the next room are going to be 3 mimics, so same thing as before. Shoot, wow. Shoot, 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 shoot. Bang, just like that. Arrows under the pots, all good. Hit the crystal switch on the north side of the room. You can bonk over that if you want. Shoot the Igor statue in the eye, and it moves the wall. Okay, since we have the magic hammer, we can knock down these pegs. And they also flip the turtles over. You can kill them in 1 hit of the hammer. Just be careful. If you don't get a direct hit, you will flip the turtle back over. Okay, go ahead and shoot a beam at that switch. Otherwise, use an arrow or the boomerang. Okay, we're going to come into this room. Bonk this guy. Wow. Bonk this guy. You can kill him if you want. In this next room, there's going to be 6 turtles, so we're going to go down a little bit, wait for some to converge on us. Oh boy, did that a little wrong. Oh god. Okay, that wasn't terrible. Is there a turtle in this room on Game Boy Advance? I've been wondering this for quite a while. Wow, I really could have sworn there was a turtle in this room the whole time. Okay, it's fine. Push this block down, hit the warp tile, and then there's going to be 4 turtles on the way to the boss. There's 2 there. Wait for the next 2. Get them all at once, just like that. Okay, so this boss is the Helmasaur King. There's a trick in A Link to the Past where if you hold out your sword and charge it, you can use items with it. So we can literally strafe around using the hammer. So I'm just holding B to have my sword charge, and I'm pressing A at the same time. So we can strafe around. So we need to hit the Helmasaur King with the hammer 17 times. First hit cracks the shell, cracks the mask. 8 hits cracks the mask again, and then another 8 hits breaks the mask off, revealing a jewel in the middle of its forehead. You need to shoot that jewel 6 times in order to kill the boss, or you can use sword strikes to do it. It's tough to... You don't want to get near this guy, really. You can also hit him with the hammer 3 times, I think, or something crazy, 4 times, something like that. That's incredibly hard to do because you got to be so close to him without taking damage. If I'm being honest with you, I'm a little worried about this with 5 hearts, but we'll see. We should be fine. There you go. This attack, you want to watch out. Be careful with that. 1, 2, 3. Is it 6 times per? 4, 5, 6. No, 7. Oh, God. Wow. That was close. Thank God he stood still. I was a little worried about that. I guess it's 8 arrows. I thought it was... I could have sworn it was 6. I guess it's 8. Not a big deal. Shoot him until he's dead. It's either 6 or 8. We have rescued our first maiden. Speedrunner's dream of this tech speed. Okay, very good. All right, so now that we have the magic hammer, we actually have a choice. We can either continue on with the game as normal, or we can do something called sequence breaking. I actually recommend this. It is abnormal. It's not something I normally do in a walkthrough. I normally tell people just play the game as you play it. However, A Link to the Past was a little bit ahead of its time. It's not an open world game, but you have some choices. You have choices in this game. So, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and since we have the magic hammer, we are able to knock down the pegs on this bridge. As long as these guys leave us alone. Hello, 20 spot. I don't even need rupees at this point in the game. Anyway, so knock down these pegs, and then we're going to come through here. I'm going to show you, in case you're short on rupees, there is a cave down here, and as long as you have at least one bomb, you're able to open it. Over here, plants a bomb. It reveals a cave. And all you gotta do is talk to this NPC, and he gives us 300 rupees. Says it's a secret. There you go. All right, so now that you have that, actually what we can do is we can go this way. And we're gonna go down to the last statue, and then turn left. Whoops. Come through here. Come through here. Lift up this rock, and then we're gonna get the next piece of heart. It's okay. Alright, go ahead and warp right here. Go into this cavern. Lift up this pot. And then grab heart piece number 8 of 24. And we're going to enter this warp from the top. And then our next stop is to get the shovel. As well as the... oh god. As well as the flute. Come up here. We're going to speak with the young boy here, who is transformed, and who will give us the shovel. And in the Game Boy Advance version of the game, you keep the shovel. So we're going to use the shovel to find his flute, which he said is buried in the grove here. So we're going to warp. We're going to warp right here, and then we are going to quickly take out the shovel. Dig this tile right here. Pick up the flute, and then because we are standing on the warp tile, we do not have to listen to the whole song. It just saves you a little bit of time, otherwise you get stuck there for a minute, and you gotta listen to the song. Okay, next up is gonna be the most annoying heart piece in the game, and that is the digging game. The digging game is exactly what it sounds like. It is completely random. I've never gotten the heart piece on like the first couple digs. I've gotten the first try plenty of times. But basically, the object of this game is to dig as many holes as possible, and the piece of heart is underneath one of the holes. Now, it's a slot machine. The holes change every single time. It could be rupees, it could be magic, it could be the piece of heart, it could be nothing. It's an ever-spinning slot machine. Now, one of the key differences in A Link to the Past when it comes to the shovel, and you'll see that I still have it even though I have the flute. I still have the shovel. The shovel can be used in any direction in the Game Boy Advance version, making the digging game not necessarily any faster, but you could probably dig more holes since you can go in any direction. So you can't do diagonals, but you could do north, south, east, and west. I don't think this affects the luck. I don't think the luck was changed at all. It costs a whopping 80 rupees, and then you can kind of just get going. Wow, this is so friggin' fast. Oh my good god. I can't even do my normal, like, quick one-pixel digging pattern. Holy Jesus, this is quick. All right, we're just digging. We're Shia LaBeouf over here. I feel like with a proper pattern, you could basically dig up the entire field. Oh my god. Okay. I did not know it was that fast. I don't remember that at all. It's been so long since I played the Game Boy Advance version. Anyway, that's attempt 1. We'll see how many it takes. We're going to do it until we get it. This is a 100% walkthrough. Doing this at this speed is hard. Hello. They absolutely had to have adjusted the luck. I mean, maybe not. I just feel like if you dig a lot of holes, you're almost guaranteed to get it. And I'm definitely digging more on this version than I'm on SNES. So even if you're on SNES, he basically loans you his shovel. So like that's why I have a shovel. Like that's why you're able to dig even on SNES for this minigame, is because he's giving you his shovel. In case you're like wondering, like, wait, I don't have a shovel, how am I doing this? It's because he gives it to you. Oh, damn. Close. All right, that's 3. At least I think it is. Oh. Cheated that hole. Did that before the timer hit. Hey, there we go. 4 attempts, pretty good. All right, now we're gonna get another heart piece, but back in the light world this time. So we're gonna go up this staircase, and then you can actually do this without really doing it. You can warp right here, and this will put you right in front of the NPC that starts the minigame. Speak to her. She tells you if you finish the race in 15 seconds, you win a prize, so go through here. Go through here. Gonna grab that. It's probably 11 seconds. 10. As long as you reach this gentleman within 15, you get the piece of heart. Now, I just showed you like a sort of like a cheesy way to get in there. The real way to get in there is to go into this house. Okay. The real way to get in there is to go into this house. And then this wall right here is hollow. You just bonk into it. So these twin brothers are fighting, so they sealed up their room because they're psychos. Then you just go through that door and you speak to the lady in red. Twin boys are fighting, so they do home improvement. Like, what a bunch of crazy boys. My mom would kill me if I even touched a wall. That's not true. I just mean I couldn't hang stuff in my room. Anyway. All right. Go, so I didn't really explain that because I was thinking about something terrible. Anyway, so let me kill this guard, explain what I just did. Sorry about that. So there is a hidden entrance right here into the bar. So if you just hold down here, you go into this door. And then there is a bottle in the chest. So that's your first bottle of the game. With a bottle, you're able to speak with the sick child, and he gives you his bug-catching net. You need a bottle, though, in order to get this. So if he's not speaking to you, go get a bottle. All right, so now that we've done that, come over here and then play the flute for the flute statue, for the weather vane. And then the duck comes out. And we're going to call the duck immediately. So just keep mashing A until the flute works. Whoa! Okay, that's a difference from Game Boy Advance, from SNES. Never walked right through them. Warp to number 2, to the witch's hut. And then we're going to give her the magic mushroom. And then we're just going to transition the screen once and go right back. And then we're going to go inside, and then the magic powder is ready. Now, something very important here. If you were to speak to this person, she tells you about the magic. However, you'll notice that her model is different. I don't know why. I do not know why. I believe this girl's name is Maple. I'm going to double check that. Maple, a link to the past. Yeah, so the witch's name is Syrup, apparently. Really? Right, so they brought her over from the Oracle games. I didn't actually know that. Syrup. She does appear in A Link to the Past. That is her name. Syrup. That is crazy. So Maple originally appears in the Oracle games, which came out on Game Boy Color before this port of Link to the Past. That's why they brought her into this. Interesting. I never knew that. I always just thought it was just like a different sprite for some reason. Cool. Little Easter egg for you. Okay, so now we have magic powder that replaced the mushroom. You do not get to keep the mushroom in the game. So go ahead and call the bird, and then we're going to go back to 3, which is Kakariko Village. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of shopping here. We're going to give this guy 100 rupees for our second of 4 bottles. Great job. And then we're going to go into this house, which is Blind's hideout. And then we're going to go downstairs. And we're going to plant a bomb at this wall. And once that explodes, we're going to go through, just like that. Open up this chest for another piece of heart. That is number 11 out of 24. We're going to go out. And we're going to fall down the well. And then if we open up this chest, we get some bombs. And then we plant a bomb. The wall explodes. Lift up these. Grab heart piece number 12. Okay, so if you're short on rupees, which if you've been following my route, you're probably not, but there are 20 rupees in each of these chests and an additional 10 under these pots for a total of 70 rupees in case you're short. I didn't explain a version difference, but they put in Link's vocal sound effects from Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask in this port. Heavily compressed, but that's what they did. I can't believe I forgot about that. I didn't hear it until Link fell down the well. Like, I totally forgot about it. Oh, okay, so you're supposed to be able to sneak past those guards, but I bonked on the bush. Anyway, we're going to enter the Lost Woods, but then we're quickly going to exit right here. In this tree right here, there's always magic in case you need. You want to take out the magic hammer, knock down these pegs, lift up this stone for a warp tile. This brings us to the Dark World version of Kakariko Village, which is Thieves Town. Okay, so within Thieves Town is yet another random heart piece, and that is the chest opening game. So on the SNES American version, there's a way to open a chest on a music cue and always get the piece of heart. That's not what I thought it would be, but cool. So 2 attempts there, 4 attempts digging game, great. Basically, just keep opening chests until you get the piece of heart. It can take a while, though. I've had to take as many as 12. Okay, so this little chicken coop here has a bombable wall. Ooh. It doesn't sound fake. That's funny. Plant a bomb there. I promise you it's fake. Go inside, and this chest has the red boomerang. I don't know why it's in that chest, but it's in that chest. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter level 4, which is Thieves Town. So I am sequence breaking here. You do not have to do this, but the reason I recommend you do this is because, one, even if you're doing this without ever picking up a heart piece, you have more heart pieces now. Like, you have access to more heart pieces now than you would if you just immediately went to the second dungeon, which is the Swamp Palace. So this dungeon is not any harder than it would be if you did it later. Like, I have more hearts now than if I just went through it normally without picking up any heart pieces. The other reason is because when you finish Thieves Town, you don't even have to technically finish it, but the treasure of Thieves Town, the dungeon, is the Titan's Mitt, which allows you to lift black rocks. You need to be able to lift black rocks in order to rescue the smith, and then you bring the smith, reunite him with his other blacksmith brother, and then they will upgrade your sword to the tempered sword, which does more damage than the base master sword, making dungeons 2 and 3 significantly easier. So that's why I recommend doing Thieves Town now. It is technically out of order. If you open up the map, this is Crystal 4, as opposed to doing either 2 or 3 at this point. But I just recommend doing this now. You don't have to. You can go right to the Swamp Palace, and if you're interested in doing that, just look at the timestamps in the description of this video for the portion of that walkthrough. Having the red sword just makes me go through that dungeon faster, but I have to take the same exact route. I've got to employ the same exact strategies. But just in case you want to do that, you can. And then, of course, follow on to Skull Woods, which is number 3. We're going to do those a little bit later. Okay, so in order to enter Thieves Town, you want to pull back on the gargoyle. And this dungeon, like I said, is called Thieves Town. It goes by another name called Gargoyle's Domain. I believe in the instruction manual for the SNES it's called that. If not that, it is the black and white Prima guide that calls it that. In any event, we're going to follow this route here. And then we're going to go to the right. And then we're going to go south. These balls are pink on SNES. Pink and flashing. It's got to be the transparency effects. Okay. Open this chest for the big key. We got a big old prize. And then we're going to go up. All the way. Go up this staircase. And head to the northeast, of this room. So something really interesting is that only the first orb in a chain of fire is active. The other ones are just dummies. I think it's supposed to be some sort of transparent effect, but only the top one is enabled. Lift up this pot for a key, and then we're going to go through this door. Recommend charging your sword. This way you can just kill 2 enemies really quick. Oh, that one didn't move. Okay. Come through here. Navigate this, and then this is the Hellway. If you can line up in the middle, I did not. You can actually get all the way through without taking any damage. It's incredibly hard to do. It is possible, though. But just get through, go through the north side, lift up this pot for a key, chuck the pot at the crystal switch to raise the red tiles and depress the blue ones. Use the key on the staircase door, go through here, watch out for crickets, lift up this pot, and then we're going to run through these hallways as quickly as we can to avoid I guess they're really grasshoppers. Avoid the grasshoppers, go into this room. Oh god, grasshoppers. Okay, you want to plant a bomb. Whoops. Pick it up, chuck it over the railing. And then that exposes a hole. I'm trying to get recovery hearts here. Oh, I have magic powder. I need to do this. If you need bombs, they're in this chest. But you want to make sure you blow up that crack. That gives you access to the boss. All right, so now we're going to backtrack a little bit. Go through here. Great. I'm actually going to take out magic powder, and we're going to transform a bad fairy into a good fairy. Just like that. Okay. Come to this room, and then we are going to go downstairs, And we're going to go get the boss. And yes, you heard that correct. Take out the magic hammer, you can kill this guy in one hit, which is very helpful because you're going to need the magic hammer anyway. Okay, go down, go east. You go through these rooms. 1, 2, 3. This is the boss. It looks like the maiden, but it's not. Grab this key, then we're going to take the boss on a little bit of a ride. You can run with her, as you can see. It's actually a he. All right, go through this door, and then knock down this peg. Open up the big chest for the Titan's Mitt. Go ahead and exit. And then we are going to go up here, just like that. Come over here. We're back in this room. Lift up this pot for some arrows if you need. Then we're going to bring the boss into the room that now has a light shaft from the crack in the floor that we blew up on the top floor. Okay, so come through here. If you need a recovery heart, top left pot will do you. Bring the boss into the light. It says Gya too bright. And then just keep slashing. You want to hit the boss 3 times. It will knock his head off. And then we got to do this 3 times. 3 cycles, 3 times. Just like that. You cannot even see the heads on Game Boy Advance. Anyway, 3 cycles, 3 times. If you wait too long, the boss will go to the bottom of the room. He does the same stuff, but it's a little bit harder. So try to keep near the top if you can. But it's 3 hits, no matter the strength of the sword. He only has 3 HP. Really 9, but 3 times 3. So that's what I mean. That dungeon is not that difficult. Like, it's quick to get through. The boss can be tough to navigate, but if you have a couple fairies, you should be fine. Nothing in that dungeon really does damage to you aside from, like, the Hellway room. And even then, just use some magic powder to get yourself a fairy. Put it in a bottle if you have max health. Kill that boss, no problem. Okay, so now that we've done that, it's time to upgrade our sword. So we're going to come down here, like George Thorogood. Lift up this rock. Speak with the smith. It's actually, the smith who's been cursed. We're going to take him to his house. Door-to-door service over here. Hold the door service. Okay, come over here, lift up this rock, and then we're gonna knock down all these pegs for a piece of heart. On the Japanese 1.0 version on SNES, you were able to run using the hammer using a glitch called item dashing, making this really fast. You literally just run over the pegs with the hammer raised, and they go down. Okay, once you knock down the final peg, the secret passageway is revealed. Come down here. Get yourself heart piece number 14 of 24. Okay, so now that we've done that, we are going to take out the mirror, warp near the top of the stairs, not necessarily in the door. Bring him inside, reunite him with his brother. Leave, come back in. They go to work. Give them 10 rupees. And now they have your sword. So Link can no longer swing his sword. He's got nothing. That's okay. Okay, so we are going to warp. And then we're going to take this purple chest right here. You cannot run with this chest. However, you can drop off of ledges. But as soon as you... Oops, wrong button. Didn't mean to do that. As soon as you press R on Game Boy Advance, you leave it. So you do not want to run with this thing. Okay, so we're going to come up here. I guess I could have stayed in Light World. Come up here, and then you want to warp somewhere in this general area. You don't have to do this. You can warp really anywhere. Oh, God. At least it's quick. Ugh. The reason I'm trying to be careful here is because we got to get back into the smith's house. Okay. Take out the hammer, knock down this peg, and then fall down this well. Then you're going to press the run button to leave this behind just for a second. Take out your magic powder, sprinkle it on this goblet. Out comes a bat who's going to quote-unquote curse you, if that's okay with you. And then what this does is it causes magic spells to cost half of their normal cost, effectively doubling your magic meter. Go ahead and walk over this chest again. Don't run, just exit. go ahead and just leave the chest here by pressing the run button. Go inside and get your upgraded sword. Okay, walk outside, grab the chest, and then we are going to call the bird. Yerp. And then warp to number 7, which is the Swamp Palace Light World pump station. Come over here. Careful of the buzzards. Oh, another Game Boy Advance difference. Okay, I'm glad that happened. As soon as you walk up to this guy, he tells you that he was a thief, and he'll open the chest as long as we keep the secret, so promise not to tell. And he gives us our 3rd bottle. Okay, so a Game Boy Advance difference is this glowing rock. Sometimes you'll come across glowing rocks. You swipe it with your sword, out comes a bunch of rupees. I don't know why that's a change, but it is. In any event. Where did that bomb come from? Was that from the rock? Anyway, all right, now that you're doing that, go ahead and call the bird again. And then, what are we doing? Is that it for Kakariko? Oh my god, I just drew a blank. I just drew such a weird blank. Hang on one second. I didn't write down my route. Hang on. Yes, okay. Skullwoods. Wow. Okay, go ahead and flute to 3, which is Kakariko Village. Jesus, my brain just farted. All right, come up here. Lift up this black rock. You can lift this now that you have the Titan's Mitt. And we're going to warp right back into the light world. Now we're going to enter Skullwoods. So Skullwoods is a pretty interesting dungeon. It's like partially outdoors. Let's come in here. And the Lost Woods is now Skullwoods. So we're going to come up here. Just hug this right wall as you're walking. You'll walk right across that gap. And we come over here. Yeah, the transparency effects are absent from here, so they brightened up Lost Woods. Anyway, you're going to enter this right here. And then, using your newly acquired magic Boomerang, we're going to stun these Gibdo. We're going to start pushing this statue, push it down, push it over. Watch out for the Floor Master. Pull it back, lift up this pot, chuck the pot, pull the statue onto the switch, leave it there. Come in here, come down here, open this chest for the large key. Take out the magic mirror, warp back to the entrance, and leave. Okay. Now, there is a bomb jump method to do this quicker. However, I'm going to show you the real way. Instead of this hole leading to a Thieves' hideout like it does in the light world, it actually leads back into the dungeon. Okay, go ahead and kill that. This is a bombable wall right here, so go ahead and plant a bomb. Very good. And you're going to navigate... Oh, whoops. You're going to navigate along these pits just by hugging the wall as you go. And then pull down on this lever. It bombs open this wall. You cannot do that using regular bombs. You gotta do that using the switch. Open this for the fire rod. You notice that my magic refills automatically, and then it's time to leave. So we gotta navigate back the way we came. You can use the mirror. It'll just put you right back in that circle of pots if you'd like. Come back here. Just keep walking here, and then we're gonna exit out this door to the south. So Skullwoods has a lot more rooms. I am just skipping all of them because so much of this dungeon is completely optional. All right. Hello. Go in. Okay, something that I'll talk about really quick is a lot of people want to know, how do I get to the other side of this? I will show you in a moment. But first, we got to pick up a very important key. I don't often brag about things, but I am the first speedrunner to use this key. Michael Damiani, who is running this in any percent, did not pick up that key. He instead went through the whole maze at the end of the dungeon. I started getting that key. Now everybody gets it. Look at me. That's my one claim to fame with this game. Anyway, so I told you before, a lot of people ask, how do I get to the other side of that pit? It's very easy. You just fall down this pit. And here you go. There's nothing here. It's completely pointless. But it does then give you access to that door up there. Don't go in there. There's nothing good in there. It's a waste of a key. come up here, and then we're going to use the fire rod on this monstrosity right here. It burns away and gives us access to the final part of the dungeon. If you are missing a key, it is in this chest down here. You have to navigate basically an invisible maze. It can be really annoying, and then you basically get to the room on the east side, and you come back down, and then you can get that key. All right, go through there, and then we're going to navigate some floor tiles. Really, you can just walk right over this thing if you walk at the right angle, and then just skip all this, but I'll show you how to do it. Hit this, hit this. I think you hit this, yes. Hit this, and then you come down here. All right, so we got to light all the torches. You don't have to kill the Gibdos, but it does make this a little bit easier. And this one as well. Okay, if you need hearts, go ahead and use magic powder on the pinwheel. Scrap that curtain, kill this Gibdo. Grab yourself a key. Now it's time for the boss. Okay, I'm gonna let the Floor Master drop, just because I am terrified of Floor Masters. Okay, then we're gonna talk for a moment. So, the boss of this dungeon is Mothula. Mothula is deceptively difficult. And what I mean by that is that the boss appears to be very easy. It's a butterfly moving around a room. It doesn't really attack you that much. And you just gotta hit it with your sword. However, as soon as you land, the floor is gonna start moving. The floor is gonna be attempting to push you into spike traps. The traps themselves will also move. So you have to negotiate with a moving floor, moving traps, and the boss flying around shooting fireballs at you. That is not all. You need to hit the boss, I believe it's either 3 or 4 times with the red sword, to kill it. However, if you were to hit the boss and the boss gets pushed into a spike trap, your damage is nullified. Completely nullified. So you can end up having to hit this boss like 20 times if you keep hitting it into spikes because it's not doing any damage. So you need to pay very close attention to how you're hitting it. And on SNES, the boss will change colors if you hit it correctly. I don't know what happens on Game Boy Advance, but the same rule still applies. Okay, so when you're ready, lift this up, go down, sword, fire rod, it all works. I don't think that counted. If it did, I'd be shocked. Wow, that's a fast spike. I don't think any of these hits have counted. That counted. Okay. Yeah, a couple of those hits did not count, but once you get the boss down, you're good to go. Try to hit it into the blocks. The blocks don't negate the damage, they're just blocks. That's it. If you have the cane of Byrna or the magic cape, those help considerably because the spikes just go right through you. Okay. Cool. Okay, so now we gotta do a little bit of side questing. Let's go ahead and warp back to the world of light. Go ahead and call the flute or call the duck. And then you want to warp to 4, which is Link's house. And then I'm going to show you a secret warp that brings you into the dark world. So if you just run straight through here and go through the guard gatehouse, there's actually a warp underneath it. That brings you back to the Pyramid of Power. Whoops, that sucked. Now we're gonna get the Quake Medallion along with the flippers and a piece of heart. Keep this rock with you because you can just throw it against that bag of bugs right there. It's very helpful. Okay, go ahead and lift this up. Ba-da-ba-da-bow. Ba-da-bow. Ba-da-da-da-da. You can either bonk into those rocks or lift up the black ones since we have the Titan's Mitt. It's a little bit faster. Over here, pick up anything and throw it into this circle of rocks. And you get the Quake Medallion. Great job. Okay, once you have that, you want to warp back to the light world. And now you need at least 500 rupees to make this purchase. So we're going to get the flippers from King Zora. Okay, just follow this route. South here to the final intersection, and then just keep walking. Follow this shallow water. Come up here. That's the water. And out comes King Zora. I'm curious if the sound effect is different here in Game Boy Advance. I don't want any competing sound effects. I want to know if this is different. Nope. I always thought he made the... Oh, he makes the boss sound during the credits. Anyway, that's the flippers. Now we can swim. Okay, get a piece of heart. And then I'm going to show you a secret fairy fountain that grants wishes and allows you to upgrade some gear. So, now that you have the flippers, you can come over here, and you'll notice that the water in the middle of this waterfall looks a little bit different. That's because there's a cave hidden here, and it reveals a fairy fountain. So, you can throw in a couple things here. If you have the blue boomerang, throw it in and you'll get the red boomerang. Otherwise, you can throw in the fighter shield and you'll get the red shield. Additionally, you can throw in an empty bottle, and the Great Fairy will give you a magic refill, so she'll give you green potion. Okay, so once you've done that, go ahead and exit. Use the flute, and now it's time to do the Swamp Palace. Okay, so warp to number 4, Link's house, and then we're going to take a warp down here. Go ahead and knock down this peg. Lift up this rock, and warp into the Dark World. And before we fully do this dungeon, we are going to grab another medallion. We're going to grab the Bombos medallion. Over here, warp anywhere behind these pegs near the little daisies that are getting pushed up. That allows you to warp on top of this little cliff, take out the Book of Mudora, use it right here, and then you'll get the Bombos medallion. That condor always dies right there. It's more of a buzzard than anything, but anyway, always dies right there. It's like nice symmetry. Okay, warp back to the Dark World, and then it is time to do the Swamp Palace. In order to enter the Swamp Palace, however, we need to flood it first. And so in order to do that, you want to stand somewhere in this general direction. Warp back to the Light World, and then we're going to go inside of the Pump House. If you need bombs, they're inside of this chest, but we're going to move the tiles this way. And then, just for good measure, I'm going to refill my health. Pull down on this switch to move the sluice gate. Go back down. Oh my god. And now the area is flooded, which is helpful. And then we get a piece of heart for heart container number 14. That is piece of heart, I believe, 12. Could be wrong. Anyway, warp back to the Dark World. And enter the Swamp Palace, level 2. But since we have the red sword, this will go a little bit faster. Come over here. Kill these 3 enemies, these Tektites. Grab the key. Whoops. Use it on this door. There is a key underneath this final pot right here. Ow. Use it to open this door. These gold things, they release a fireball whenever you swing your sword. Even if you're running, that counts. All right. So we're gonna break open this pot, or just throw it. Get yourself a key, and then we're gonna use the key right here. Knock down that peg, and then just push this switch to flood the area. Fills up a little canal, and then you can jump in and then swim over to this ladder right here. Hello? Hello, thank you. Okay. Come over here. Come over here. We're gonna grab another key. Whoops. Oh, God. Grab that key. And then we're going to use the key in the northwest door here. Right here. We're going to hit this crystal switch with our sword through the barrier, just like that. Push this switch to flood the canal in the next room. Very important, do not forget to hit the crystal switch again to raise up the blue tiles. That is extremely important, and I'm not being sarcastic. You have to do that there. Come through here. Through here. Now this is flooded, we can swim through here. Go up these stairs, great job. Come around. You can run right through that. Push this way, push this way, and then you can go up this staircase, and then you can go up this next set of stairs. Okay, we're gonna just try to manipulate the AI a little bit here. So we're gonna go south, go north, and then we're gonna push this tile right here. That just makes it so we don't have to worry about fireballs. And this is why you need to have the red tiles down and the blue tiles up, because we're gonna go through here, come over here, open this up for the big key, and then we're gonna go back to the big room with the big chest. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. A little bit of backtracking. All right, now we have the big key. We can open up the big chest for one of the best items in Zelda, the hook shot. It goes boing. Okay, zip over here. Lift up this pot here. You can zip onto pots. I somehow hit like a weird pixel there, but you zip onto pots and chests. Zip over here. That's hard to see on Game Boy Advance. It's very visible on SNES. Lift up this pot. You can try to kill that jellyfish if you want. Lift up this pot as well. And then just push the statue onto this switch. That keeps the doors open. However, you want to go through this door, not the first one you saw. You can use the hook shot on that jellyfish to push it out of the way. Come through here. And then push this switch to drain the floor. Okay, now that we've done that, we can go downstairs, go through here, and then we are going to go through a secret exit that leads to the boss. All right, so you may be thinking to yourself, there's only one exit to this room. That is not true. Also, there's a chest in here, I'm pretty sure, and it's if you push one of the tiles. Is it this tile? Or the blocks? Yeah, is this compass? 20 rupees. Congratulations. I can't believe I just remembered that. Anyway, you may be thinking to yourself, there's only one exit from this room, and it's this one. Not true. If you were to pull open your map, look for Link's blinking dot, you'll see that there's an exit immediately above us. And that's because this waterfall has a door behind it. Always look behind waterfalls, no matter what video game you're playing. Always look behind waterfalls. All right, jump in, swim over, lift up this pot for a key. Luckily, the Tektite played nice. Oh god. Hello. Use that key right here. And now it's time for the boss. And this is why the red sword is helpful. This is Argus. Basically, the strategy here is to use the hook shot, take off the puffers from him, and then kill the puffers. With the Master Sword, it takes 2 hits per puffer. With the red sword, only 1 hit. Wow. That was rude. That's why this goes a lot faster. Because we have the red sword. If you only have the Master Sword, it'll take 2 hits per puffer. It's no big deal, though. Same exact strategy, like I said. We employ the same strategies, they just go a little bit faster with the red sword. Okay, so for phase 2, you want to charge your sword. Once he goes up, start moving. When he lands, stop moving and swing your sword. 2 sword swings with the red sword kills him. Grab your crystal, and that's crystal number 2. Excuse me. Okay. So now that we've done that, we've got a little bit of backtracking to do. Sorry, not backtracking, side questing. Sorry about that. You want to run over here. And then you're going to jump into this water. And then we're going to go to the north. And we're going to warp back to the light world, in a very specific place. And it's right here, in this circle of rocks. Whoops. Right here, just about, is going to warp us onto a piece of heart. Great job. And you're going to jump into Lake Hylia, and you're going to swim. You could warp back to the Dark World and do the same thing, and then you'll just have to warp in another spot. Okay, so in Game Boy Advance, you can dive into the water. I don't think you can do that on SNES, but you do that by pressing B. Anyway, purpose of this is to go under the bridge. And the reason for that is because we need the 4th bottle. Speak to the guy under the bridge. He gives you the 4th bottle. Jump back into the water, and then go over here. And then we are going to call the bird. And then we're going to warp to number 1. Number 1. Oh, good gravy. Okay, and we are aiming to get the Ether Medallion. Okay. Additionally, there is another powerful item on Death Mountain. I'm getting it later, though. And that is the Cane of Samaria. Or the Cane of... the blue cane. I always mix up the names. Anyway, we're going to get it later. For now, just get Ether. We're going to take out the book, and then get the 3rd and final medallion. Okay. Go ahead and call the bird again. And you want to warp to 8. We're going to grab the ice rod. There's really no great time to get the ice rod. There are certainly efficient times to get it, but it's so out of the way. It's literally in the corner of the world. Go ahead and bomb this rock. Bomb this rock. Go into the cave. And then open up this pretty chest in this pretty blue cave. And you get the ice rod. We're going to use the ice rod a total of 1 time in this game. Literally, we're going to use it 1 time. Okay, so now that you have that, go ahead and call the bird again, but we're going to warp back to 8 anyway. Okay. Now it's time for the Ice Palace. Ice Palace can be found in the Dark World version of Lake Hylia, but there's only one way to get to it. And so we're going to come up here. Before we actually enter it, though, I'm going to speak about something. So this is a 100% walkthrough. However, we are not going to be getting the bomb and arrow upgrades. The maximum amount of arrows that you can carry in this game is 70, and the maximum amount of bombs is 50. The way you get those upgrades is by dumping money into this fairy fountain right here. Every 100 rupees that you dump into it, the Great Fairy will come out and ask you which capacity you want to upgrade, bombs or arrows. Just keep doing that. It takes, I don't even know how many rupees, like I think over 1,000 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it's every 100, could be every 50, but just keep dumping rupees in there until you get 50 and 70. You can bomb this wall right here for some fairies. And just because the Ice Palace can be quite treacherous, I'm going to catch a fairy. And they actually spell fairy different on SNES versus Game Boy Advance. On SNES, it's F-A-E-R-I-E. On Game Boy Advance, Sorry, on SNES, it's F-A-E-R-I-E. On Game Boy Advance, it's F-A-I-R-Y. Lift up this black rock, touch the warp tile to get teleported to the entrance of the Ice Palace. The Ice Palace is different on Game Boy Advance. There is a puzzle in the Ice Palace that is different on Game Boy Advance, and it is the main reason I've decided to make a walkthrough for the Game Boy Advance version of this game. I'll talk about it when we get there. I'm just going to start explaining it now, but you're not going to understand until you see it. Okay, cool. Take out the fire rod. Walk up here. This Iceman comes out. Shoot him once with the fire rod to get rid of him. The bottom jellyfish holds a key, so go ahead and grab that. Go downstairs. Come down here. Hit this floor switch. That opens the door. And then you're in this room. Okay, so this is an interesting series of rooms. You're going to go into this room, immediately leave it. If you kill everything in there, you get the map. Push the block up, go to the right. I messed it up. There's a cool way to kill most things in this room. Anyway, we are going to lift up this pot. Press the switch, it opens the door again. Press this switch, it opens the doors. Push this block to the left, and then we finally have access to this room. Okay, so we're going to press this switch, and then, nope, we need to plant a bomb right here. Plant a bomb right here. That's going to press the switch again, and then we want to plant a bomb here. Break the floor, and then fall down. In this next room are going to be 2 Stalfos. So go ahead and hit him, plant a bomb. Go ahead and hit him, plant a bomb. They typically drop bombs, so be on the lookout for that. Okay, door opens when both Stalfos Knights are dead. Go ahead and kill the second jellyfish, holds a key. Oh, please. Second jellyfish holds a key. We're going to use this key right here. And since if these tiles are up, you can't... You'll want to come out here and then hit that crystal switch on the north side of the room. I'm going to try something really quick. I just want to see if a bomb jump works. I want to see if a bomb jump works on Game Boy Advance. It's going to be hard to line up. This might be good. Okay, it does work on Game Boy Advance. That's the only way to skip this puzzle on Game Boy Advance. You have to do the bomb jump. Anyway, don't even ignore the fact that I just did that. Make sure the red tiles are down. Lift up this pot. Lift up this pot to hit the switch to open the door. Then we need to very carefully wait for this fire rod. However, there's a really neat trick with fire rods. Take out the hook shot. Hook onto this pot. Oh, wow. I can't believe that just happened. You are invulnerable while the hook shot is out. So you can actually just go right through the fire pole. Just like that. I unfortunately landed right on it, so that's why that didn't work. I'm just looking for hearts, really. Okay, I'll change the pinwheel later. All right, so go down the stairs here. You can kill all these Penguinator guys just like that. It's a quick way to do it. And then you're just going to go north through this room. Ignore the trap. It's 1 heart. It's no big deal. Go north through this room. Lift up this pot for safety. Fall down. Come through here. Use this, or use the hook shot here to just kill all the jellyfish. Get over to the other side. I literally just spammed A the whole time there. Avoid this, avoid this. Go upstairs. Kill this jellyfish if you want. Kill that one. Zip on over. Wow. Go upstairs again. Take out the hammer. Lift this up with R. I keep forgetting the buttons of this game. Okay. Grab the key, very important. There's a Stalfos that's going to fall here. You don't have to kill him. Just hit him to disable him. Pull out the tongue from the statue using R and down on the D-pad. Or A and down on the D-pad. Go up the floating staircase. Open this chest for the big key. All right, go back downstairs, pull the tongue out of the statue, and then go downstairs again. Watch out for the Stalfos Knight. Take out the hook shot once more. You're going to lift up this pot right here, hit the switch to reveal a chest, zip over, grab a key, open this door. You're back in the big trap room. Go to the west, and then you're going to go down this staircase. Swinging your sword allows you to sort of reset your momentum. It's a really weird, glitchy mechanic, but that's why I do that. You don't have to do it, though. It just helps a little bit. Okay. Take out your fire rod. You're going to kill that guy. Plant a bomb somewhere in this general area. It's going to blow up the floor. You're going to fall down the floor to the big chest for the blue mail. Now, in speedruns, we don't get the blue mail. We skip it because we end the game with the red mail. You do not need the blue mail to get the red mail, but this is a walkthrough. I'm showing you how to get all the items. Now we have the blue mail. It increases our defense. Now, if you've only played the SNES version, this room is different. Okay, so it's the same general idea. You need to have the blue tiles down and the red tiles up in order to proceed. However, Nintendo went the extra mile on this one. Check this out. So we're gonna come in here, we're gonna grab the key like we normally do. I mean, not normal, but we're gonna grab a key. We're gonna exit, since we have that key. We're gonna use the big key to open this door. And then we're gonna come through here, watch out for the Stale Knight. Use the key to open this door. If you want hearts, there's a bad fairy in here to transform. Go through here. This room is different as well. So, when I say they went the extra mile, what I mean is that they made it so you can't even come here with the red cane and use it to hit a switch and negate the entire puzzle. You can't even do that. The only way to negate the puzzle in this dungeon on Game Boy Advance is to do that very technical bomb jump. It's not too hard. You just use the top of Link's hat on a line in the room to line that up, but it's on Game Boy Advance, it's hard to see. But yeah, you cannot skip this puzzle without doing a crazy bomb jump. Is this one active? That one is active. I was wondering if you could tell the difference. So, because of that, we've got to do the whole puzzle. It's the same actual solution, but Nintendo just said you can't have any fun, and they removed a quick solution to a puzzle. Okay, there's the crystal switch. Now we go back upstairs. I like to think they put in laughing pegs to actually laugh at you. I don't know. It's crazy. I've never seen a company hate fun more than Nintendo. All right. So now we basically just got to do a loop around the dungeon. So like I said, it's the same solution as it would be on SNES. They just remove the ability to skip it, unless you do the bomb jump. And to be fair, I don't even think that bomb jump was discovered at this point. Make sure to lift this up, get the key. I almost forgot because I haven't done this in a while. Through here, ignore that snowman. Now you're in this room, lift up this pot. Oh, yeah. Lift up that pot. Okay, fall down here. Now you're back. So it's the same exact solution. It's just they prevent you from doing it the fun way. That's all. All right, fall down here. They even kept the Stale Knight, even though they moved the room around. All right, we're gonna pull this statue back. Move it. Knock down the peg. Lift this up. And now we're gonna fight the boss, Cold Stare. Cold Stare is actually a 2-stage boss, and you need, if you did not get the half magic upgrade, you need a full magic meter. If you did get the half magic upgrade, you need half of a magic meter. However, there is another way to do this. So basically, Cold Stare is 3 snowballs that are evil, locked in an ice cage, or a block of ice. You need to melt that ice, and you either do that by spamming the fire rod on it until it melts, or you can just cast the Bombos Medallion one time to break it up. That then releases the evil snowballs for you to kill. There's 3 of them, sort of like Land Molas. They have independent health amounts and health bars. The added trick to this fight, though, to make it difficult, is that there will be ice falling from the ceiling and breaking apart. The first time it breaks, the snowballs, the ice balls go north, south, east, and west. The second time it breaks, it goes northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest, and then it alternates. So 4 cardinal directions and then the diagonal directions. All right, so hello. All right. Go ahead and cast Bombos. Oh, God. Oh, God. This is a hard boss. Like, because the ice is falling from the ceiling and because these guys have generally high poise, they recover so fast from every hit that it can be difficult to, like, feel comfortable moving around the arena. Once the third one dies, the icicles stop, you get the heart piece, and then the crystal. Okay. Cool. Now that we've done that, we've got 2 crystals left. So make sure to take out the mirror. Use it about here. This way you don't accidentally warp on a rock or something. You're going to call the bird. We're going to do a little bit of side questing now. Actually, not just yet. So we're going to go into Misery Mire. Right. So warp to 6. Lift up the rock. Warp into the Dark World. Wow, the transparency's so... I never noticed the transparency effects were different, or just absent. Anyway, go in here. Those orbs are the same color on SNES. Move this, move this, move this, and you get another piece of heart. That is heart piece 18. Okay. Come over here, and then as long as you have the Ether Medallion, you can enter Misery Mire, so just stand on the emblem. Cast Ether to break away the storm and reveal the dungeon. Okay, welcome to Misery Mire, ladies and gentlemen. So, take out your hook shot, zip across here. Alternatively, you can bonk on the brick. I'll show you. Do that, and then just hold back on the D-pad, and oh, wow, I messed it up already. And make your way over that way, but the intended path is using the hook shot. So sort of like the Shadow Temple in Ocarina of Time, you need the hook shot. Shadow Temple, you actually need the long shot, but kind of a similar setup there. So we're going to kill everything in this room. Wizrobes die in 1 hit. They only have 1 HP. Oh, God. Very good. Cool, so once you do that, go through this door, head down here, avoid the fireball. Come over here. Oh boy. Go up this staircase. Go into this room here. Grab this key. Head back out. Go down this staircase. Go up this staircase. Wow, Link is moving very fast in this version of the game. Oh my God, he's boogieing. All right, go through this door, hit this crystal switch, hit this guy, go through here. We got a key from that jellyfish. If you need bombs, go ahead and kill these bomb slugs. They always drop bombs 100% of the time. If you need magic, fold a canter under here. Curious if a trick works on Game Boy Advance. Take out the fire rod. When you push a block, you should... Yep. When you push a block, go ahead and press A. to fire the rod. With all 4 lit, it starts moving the wall in the next room over. That was a bit of a glitch method. I just wasn't sure if that was a Japanese exclusive glitch, but I'll show you how to do it normally. There are whiz robes in this room, but normally you just got to move them like that and then just run between the torches using the fire rod and the lamp. It's tough, but, you know, it's easier to do it the way I just did it. Interesting. Okay, so this has always bothered me. So, on the SNES version of this room, there is no floor pattern underneath this grate and in that pit. It is pitch black. So I always wondered if that was wrong, like if it was just a mistake that they did not put a floor pattern there, because this is a hole that you can fall down and go down to the next floor for the big key. Always wondered that. I didn't realize on Game Boy Advance that it was different. Okay, take that warp, go through this room, go south, go east, and now we're back in this big old room. I was trying to avoid that. Okay. We're gonna go to the east again. Once in this room, take out the hook shot. You don't need the hook shot. You can do this with the boots, but it's intended for you to use the hook shot. Run up. Whoops. Open the chest for the Cane of Samaria. And then you can go through here. And then there is another key in this room. Lift up this pot. Open this. Grab the key. It's intended for you to have either the cape or the blue cane, the Cane of Byrna. But you don't need it. You can just walk on the spikes. Okay, hop down here. I am going to be safe. Refill my hearts. Use the big key here. Go down. If you're missing a key, there's one in the chest to the right. You can't even see it. It's right there. And there's another one in the room with a really big spike trap and the bad fairy that we walk through. It's at the northwest side of that. All right, lift up this pot, and then we got to use the dungeon item, the Cane of Samaria. Plant a brick, push it onto the switch, and then that keeps the door open. Once in here, leave through the west side. And then we're going to avoid this spike. Avoid it again. Come down here. And then we need to hit a crystal switch in this room. Just be careful of that thing. There's another one up there, too. And then, oh, there's actually just a regular flame spitter. And then, is there a way to get around this? Yeah, because there's a room with rupees over here. Yeah, if you blow this wall, there's a room with rupees there. So the flame spitter, is it actually underneath the crystal switch? Oh no, it's just next to it. Anyway, make sure the crystal switch is showing red. Go through this door. The red tiles are down. Go ahead and plant a bomb on this wall. I could not figure that out for the life of me as a child. I was stuck here forever. I never actually beat this game on SNES. Hit the crystal switch to move the tiles around. Very good. Go through this door. Then we're going to run to the north side of this room and hit the crystal switch one more time. Go upstairs. You can duck. Oh, messed that up. You can duck in there and avoid the rope. Hit the fairy. Go through here. And the boss of this dungeon is Vitreous. Vitreous is one of the hardest bosses in the game just because he can deal so much damage to you very quickly. Vitreous is a big eyeball surrounded by little eyeballs. You need to kill all the small eyeballs in order to get Vitreous to come out, and then you just shoot Vitreous with arrows, either 6 or 8 times. But Vitreous, like Agahnim, can shoot lightning at you. However, Vitreous's lightning arcs like crazy. So you do not want to be anywhere except like almost like to the upper right or upper left of him when he is shooting lightning. Vitreous's only attack is lightning until phase 2 when he just jumps towards you. But if you see Vitreous coming out of the water and any small eyeballs are alive, get away from him. So, like I said, you got to kill all the small eyeballs. Be careful because the further you get into the water here, you will start taking damage. And the less eyeballs that are alive, the more aggressive they get. And the more aggressive Vitreous gets, and he will start coming out of the water more often. I don't know why these guys are not coming out. There we go. See what I mean? The lightning really arcs like crazy. Okay. So now that the eyeballs are dead, Vitreous will come out. He'll shake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, now the water is no longer deadly. Vitreous explodes. You get the heart container and the crystal. Okay. Cool. So now we have 6 crystals out of 7, and it's time to do some backtracking. But first, not backtracking, side questing. I always say backtracking. But first, we got to get a heart piece that is actually in the light world, but only accessible via Misery Mire. You want to warp right about here, back into the desert, and then you can lift up this rock. Welcome to the rock. And then you can move these tiles this way, make little Tetris pieces. Get piece of heart 19. Oh no, don't warp back. Stay in the light world. Use the flute. We're gonna warp to 4. Hammer down this peg. Lift up this rock. Knock that down. Go here. Go through here. And then we're going to enter the bomb shop. Oh my god. Enter the bomb shop. Purchase a super bomb for 100 rupees. The super bomb is only available if you have 6 crystals. So I think it has to be everything but Turtle Rock. I don't think having Turtle Rock but not Misery Mire. Like, I think it has to be these 6 specifically that you see on the screen. And the red sword. You need the red sword and 6 crystals in order for the super bomb to appear. You want to take this, and we're going to follow a specific route. I like how it breathes on the Game Boy Advance version. I think it's a really cool effect. Makes it feel real super. Come over here, and we're going to use the secret warp into the Dark World at the guardhouse, or the gatehouse, rather. So you have enough invincibility to just walk straight through the guards. Oh, wow. I think you have less invincibility on Game Boy Advance. Anyway, back to the Pyramid of Power. Oh, dear Lord. Okay. Press R? Yeah, okay. Press R to blow up the wall. Love how big it gets. Okay, secret fairy fountain. Throw in your bow to get these silver arrows. Unfortunately, the Great Fairy has been transformed by Ganon's evil power. Then you can either just keep walking up to the fountain or just stand there, doesn't matter. And throw in your sword. The music doesn't reset on Game Boy Advance. Interesting. Okay, so we have the butter sword and the silver arrows. Okay, now that we've done that, we got to do a bit of collecting before we head up to Turtle Rock. Oh, please. Come up here. I don't even know if this is here on SNES. I don't think it is. Anyway, use your hook shot right here. Zip over there. I think they put that there because the Game Boy Advance screen is so small. Anyway, come over here to the graveyard. Lift up this rock, and then we're going to warp back to the light world. right here in this corner. Then we need to bonk into this gravestone. You can't just push it. You have to bonk into it. This reveals a secret area with the magic cape. The magic cape turns you invisible. I don't think this has been seen again in Zelda. I think it's only in this game. What the actual hell was that? I might get warped back. Yep. Okay. Should be able to enter from here. What? I don't know if this is like this on SNES. So there are little pegs that we can jump off of. That's what's happening here. Okay. It's warp to 4 again. It's really weird. It's quite strange. Okay. All right, we fixed it. All right, so warp back. Great. Come over here, and then you want to warp in this specific spot right here. The reason for this is because there's a cave entrance here, and you don't want to come out of the cave and immediately warp back into the Dark World. We are going to warp back into the Dark World, but you don't want to do it right there. Otherwise, you'll get caught in a loop. Sort of like we just ran into. All right. Piece of heart number 20. Over here. Warp back to the Dark World. 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 Dark World. Dark Worldy, worldy world. Okay, anyway. Go along this path. What happens if we dig here? Okay, that one's a bomb, but is there anything in here? We never have the shovel, so I don't know. Ho-ho! I wonder if that happens on SNES. Curious. Anyway, come up here. Those are gonna respawn and haunt me. Come over here. Lift up this rock, come inside. Watch out for the big cushion. You want to go up the stairs in this cave. And then you can just skirt along here and do that. But the intended, oh God. The intended way is the hook shot. You can't even see it on Game Boy Advance. But they're there. Next, take the cape. Activate it, and then just run out the cave. You go through those bumpers when you have the cape on. All right, Pizza Heart 21. Told you they were gonna come back to haunt me. Come up here, warp to the light world. Bonk into this tree. Wow, there's no slowdown. That's awesome. Over here. Grab Pizza Heart number 22. Now it's time to head up Death Mountain. All right, go ahead and call the bird. Warp to 1. And then we're more or less going to follow the same path to the mountain tower, or the Tower of Hera. Oh, wow, nice. It's so easier to stair pump. It's so much easier to stair pump on a GameCube controller than it is an SNES pad. Okay, come over here. Warp. And then we're going to jump down right here. We're going to take advantage of the Game Boy Advance differences, and we're going to use the cape basically the whole way. So there's a spike floor here. We're going to run along it using the cape. Cape is using magic the entire time, so you do want to be somewhat quick about this. Come up here, lift up this boulder, this rock, deactivate the cape. You can refill your hearts here in case you need. And then this is the Cane of Byrna. And you see how it refills our magic, which is extremely helpful. Go ahead and activate it. The cane gives us invincibility, but the star moving around us deals damage, which is helpful. Oh god. The only drawback to that is that you cannot charge your sword while it's active. I think you actually, can you charge your sword, but it doesn't do anything? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna hop down. Oops. Come over here. We're gonna warp to the light world. What? Okay. Warp to the light world. Take out the hooky shot. This bridge is extended, I believe. I believe that bridge is arranged differently on Game Boy Advance. That looks very different. Anyway, come over here. Enter this cave. Here we are at the summit of Death Mountain. Lift this up, and you need to hit these pegs down in this specific order. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna warp into the Dark World, and then we're gonna use the Quake Medallion on the Quake emblem to gain access to Turtle Rock. Now, I am not going to enter Turtle Rock right away. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save and quit because we need to avoid the glitch I talked about at the start of this walkthrough. I do not want to get stuck as a bunny rabbit, so I'm going to save. I think if I saved and just continued, it should be fine. I think, but I'm going to quit anyway. Oh, that's a 4 swords benefit. Okay. I think you get that when you fully upgrade the sword? I can't remember. Maybe when you get the Master Sword. Anyway. Start from saved place. What? Okay. Well, I didn't even know that was a thing. What I'm going to show you, though, that's insane. I had planned on starting at the pyramid. But what I wanted to show you was, if you go back to the light world, after you activate this warp tile here, on the Game Boy Advance version, you get an extra warp 0.9. So it literally drops you right here. It's a Game Boy Advance exclusive that is not available on SNES, unfortunately. It's probably like the one great quality of life change in the Game Boy Advance version. I mean, there's a few other good ones, but that's my favorite one. Okay, let's enter Turtle Rock. Cool. Lift up the pot, grab the magic, use the cane to place a brick on the question mark. You do have to do that while facing the question mark. You can't plant a brick and then push the brick onto the question mark. It'll just fall. You need to use the cane on the question mark to make a platform. Now you'll notice this platform has sort of like a D-pad arrangement on it, and that's because you can control where this platform is going. So I'm going to press right, and we're going to go right. If I press left, we're going to go left. And then if you look, there's an intersection to our left. It's sort of where the track starts going north. You have an intersection there. If we were to roll to that intersection and then hold up on the D-pad, or I'm using the GameCube controller, if we were to hold up, we would move up at that intersection. So I'm holding up right now. We move up. This next section, I'm going to hold right. We move to the right. I'm going to hold up, and then we stop. So you need to hold the direction before you get to the intersection. And as long as you're holding a direction, the platform will move in that direction as long as the intersection supports it. So some intersections only support 2 directions. Some of them only support 3 directions. Some of them support all 4 directions. The only thing you cannot do at an intersection is reverse course. You can only go like forward, more or less. Just keep that in mind. Okay, in this room, we are going to light some torches. I'm going to show you a quick way to do it. Come up here, take out the fire rod, shoot it. That lights 2 torches. Oh, it doesn't on Game Boy Advance. Okay. Okay. Once the 4th one's open, it opens the door. Go ahead and latch onto the torch to fall, and then you enter this room quicker. Go ahead and take out the cape or the cane. Come through here. We're going to open the chest on the right. The one on the left has the dungeon map, and then just run out of this room. Don't worry about running out of magic because there's a full refill under one of these pots. Boom, just like that. Okay. Next up, we're going to go to the left, north, and then to the west. Go through this door. Kill this Geldarm right here. Oh, wow. Okay, so 2 swordsmen usually does the trick. His head holds the key. In this room, we have chain chomps. Take out the boomerang, shoot the crystal switch, move that to the right. Alternatively, you can move the one in the bottom right towards the left. They do the same thing. Open the chest, grab the key, go upstairs. That's a hard room. I'm going to take a hit here. That's a hard room. The chain chomps deal a ton of damage, so you want to be very careful. Take your time with it. I know the pattern very well, so I'm able to do it fast, but just take your time in that room. It's a hard room. All right, go through the pipes. This is the Mario dungeon. There's pipes, there's chain chomps, there's eyes, there's all sorts of stuff. Go down this particular pipe here. Come through here. There's 4 bad fairies. Ignore them for now. Come down here. Hit the crystal switch. You got to kill the Geldarm. Oh, wow. Hello. What is happening? Why is this thing separating like this? Usually 2 sword swings just kills it. Anyway, kill the Geldarm for the key. Use the key in this door. And then go through this pipe. Open this chest for the big key. And then we're going to go back the way we came. My voice broke and I just kept it going. All right, go through here. And then go back through the pipe. All right, then go through this next pipe here. Kill the 2 Geldarms. Okay, it worked that time. I'm just hitting it in a weird spot. It worked that time? I don't know, man. Geldarms are weird. They deal a ton of damage. Okay, come through here. Lift up this pot. This wall right here. You can bomb that. There are 2 different types of eyes here. 3 of them are closed, 2 of them are open. When you walk past open ones, no matter what direction you're facing, they will always activate. However, you have to be facing a closed eye in order for that to activate. Come out here. Don't go back inside. Instead, you want to warp right here. It's the only way to get this piece of heart. This is piece of heart number 23. Come in here. For some reason, on Game Boy Advance, these are changed to Igor. I don't really understand the change. On SNES, they are mimics. I don't know why they're Igor here. I think maybe they thought people found them too annoying. I don't know. Anyway, pick up piece of heart number 23. And then exit the cave and warp right back to the Dark World. Re-enter the dungeon, and you're right in front of the big chest. Take out the cane of Samaria. Open the chest for the mirror shield. Now we can reflect eye beams, as well as mimic beams, but still no BMOS. You cannot reflect BMOS, or block BMOS. Okay, go through this pipe, go through here. You can bonk into this wall right here. You don't even have to kill the Geldarm that time. Come into this room. There's a crystal switch to the north. Go ahead and hit it. I don't even know what it bounced off of. Get this key. You can hit the boomerang through those tiles again. All right, now this room is really tricky. It is a dark room with a path and a track. So we're gonna go down, we're gonna go to the right, we're gonna go down immediately, and then just keep on this path, go down again. And again, I'm holding the direction I want to go before I reach the intersection. You have to hold the direction the entire time. Or you got to hold the direction you want to go before you hit the intersection. So be holding it before you even get to the intersection. Extremely important. All you got to do is press this switch. You do not need to put a brick on it. Okay, now just follow this path to the exit. So we're going to go right, right again. I'm holding right this whole time. Now I'm holding down. Now I'm holding left. Still holding left the entire time. Okay? I held left since the first left intersection. This is the exit. Now you're here. Run down this path. Run down this next path again. The only chest that's guarded is the chest we want to go to. You get to stand in front of these eyes now that you have the mirror shield. Lift up this, and then the proper way to get out of here is to charge your sword and then walk like that. Run out of the room. Okay. I don't know how it fell into a tile. Open this door. Go ahead and use the boomerang, just like that. Use it again. Whoops. Whoa, I broke a pot using a boomerang, and I didn't even throw it in that direction. That was nuts. Throw the boomerang again, just like that, and then run up through this final staircase. Come through here. Get the magic refill. You're not really going to need too much of it. Plant a platform here. And now we are at the boss door. The boss of this dungeon is called Trinex. Take a quick sip. Trinex it's a turtle with 3 necks. Trinex. The first, so it has 2 side heads and a middle head. Each head on the side is elemental. So you have a fire head, it's weak to ice. You have an ice head that's weak to fire. So we're going to start with the fire rod. We're going to shoot we're going to start with the ice rod. We're going to shoot the fire head and then hit it 3 times with our sword. That will kill it. 3 hits with the butter sword kills it. You cannot deal damage to it unless you have stunned it using its opposite element. Start with the ice rod, hit the fire head with the ice, hit it 3 times with the butter sword. Then we switch over to the ice head, hit it with a fire rod, then 3 times with the butter sword. It explodes, and then we have access to the boss. Its weak point is in the center. It's very obvious. It's flashing and blinking. Just avoid the snake as it's moving around, hit it in the center, and you're done. Excuse me. Important trick that's available here. You can do this. This is a speedrunning trick, but it's incredibly helpful, and it's not hard at all. You just got to remember to do it. So, when a head is exploding, you are unable to pause the game, so you can't get into the item menu. While this is happening, though, the heads are able to attack. The ice head of Trinex puts down ice that stays down permanently, so it can turn the arena into an ice skating rink. So, once you hit the fire head with the ice rod, bring up the menu, change to the fire rod, kill the fire head with the sword, and then immediately go over to the ice head and stun it with the fire rod. This way you never have to deal with the ice. It'll look like this. Go in, Trinex appears, hit the head, pause, go to the fire rod. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can't even shoot on Game Boy Advance. They fixed it. Nintendo hates creativity and fun. Oh my god. I couldn't even shoot the fire rod the whole time. Oh, Nintendo. They hate fun. Okay, so it's the red part. It'll be blinking on SNES. There you go, 3 hits and it's dead. Jesus, that's insane. So the heart container always just spawns in the middle because Trinex can die off screen. It can actually snake through the walls. It won't like wrap around, but because of the way it's traveling, which is really smooth for an SNES game, it can actually go through the walls and then loop back through. So that's why they spawn the heart container right in the middle. I can't believe that doesn't work on Game Boy Advance. That is gnarly. Nintendo hates fun. They do. Why fix that? Why change that at all? Anyway, now that we're done with Turtle Rock, we can get the final heart piece, number 24 of 24. Lift this up, reveal a secret cave. go inside, and then you will notice that there is nothing. Like there's just an expanse here. You can hookshot over to these pots. There are chests with rupees there, but our destination is actually on the other side of this expanse. I don't know if this will show up on YouTube. It always shows up in the recording, but whenever YouTube processes the recording for the SNES version of the game, even if I'm playing it on an SNES Classic or the Nintendo Switch Online, it always messes this up. If you were to use the Ether Medallion, you will see the secret path hidden in the darkness. So just go ahead and use it. That, I assume, is probably showing up on YouTube just because there's no transparency effects on Game Boy Advance. But if it's not, it will show up for you when you use it. I promise you that. It's just something to do with YouTube. It doesn't show up. Okay, so once you reach the other side of this, you want to bomb this wall. And then you want to... Whoops. You want to bomb this wall. There's a fairy fountain in one of the north walls. I forget which one. It's a regular fairy that just refills your health. All right, go ahead and set a warp point somewhere on here. Piece of heart 24. Now you have all 20 hearts, and it's time to storm Ganon's castle. Jump down here. There are Lionels over here. You can bonk that one, get it out of your way. Bonk this one. It hits the pole every single time. You never have to deal with it. All right, go ahead and break the seal using the 7 crystals. You don't actually have to do anything. You just walk up to it. As long as you have 7, you're good. I did recently learn from a YouTube commenter. Let me actually get their name because I never knew this. Hold, please. Adventure of Link MK2 said, if you are missing any crystals and you have Zelda, she will tell you where to get the other one. Oh, maybe she just does it telepathically. Maybe you don't even need her. Like, maybe you don't even need her crystal. But if you do, anyway, Zelda will tell you where to get the rest of them, apparently. If you don't have them all. Okay, level 8 Ganon's Tower, let's go. Okay, so there's 2 routes through this dungeon. I always go the left route. It's just easier. It's just puzzle-based. The right is all combat-based. I don't recommend going to the right. Unlike the Dark Palace, I'm not going to show it to you. Just don't go to the right. It's just a nightmare. You really can't waste keys in this dungeon. There's actually a lot of keys in this dungeon. This is actually an extra one right here that we don't even need, but I'm going to get it anyway. It makes a room faster later on, but I'll still show you how to get it. Lift this pot, get this key. Hello. Hello? Okay, we need to hit 2 of these. And then push the brick onto the other one. That reveals a star tile. And we can open the door. We're going to use the hook shot. There's a faster way to do this, but I'm going to take the long way just to show it to you. This way, this way, this way, this way. And then this way. That one's a little meat on Game Boy Advance. All right, so for this, either we want to plant a bomb or use the cane. Plant a brick, use the cane. Same thing, bomb or cane. Lift this up for another key. Finally use a key. Stand on this blue, shoot it, use your invincibility, hit the warp. You can bonk over this if you want to avoid it. Hit that. Push that 1 brick, and it reveals a chest. Open the chest for another key. Come into this room. Hit this tile, skirt around this one, hit this one, hit this one, and you're good to go. Okay, you can walk along here, and then you can hit this tile and then the tile in front of it, but there's actually a quick way to do it. It doesn't matter. Easier to do on Super Nintendo. Anyway, all good. Okay, speaking of Super Nintendo, there is a trick that doesn't work on Game Boy Advance. And the reason for that is because the sword breaks pots on Game Boy Advance, so you cannot bonk on that because you'll just go right through it. You can bomb jump. A bomb jump is possible, but I'll show you how to do it normally. Whoops. It didn't matter. Come over here. Stand on this little pit, and then use ether to reveal the path. It's like this. Keep using ether if you need it, but yeah, that's the path. Have to Set this pot, grab a bomb. I recommend dusting this just to get rid of it. Plant a bomb. If you need bombs, they're in that chest right there. The game won't leave you empty-handed. And it's time to fight the first Light World boss again. But since we have the silver arrows, they die in one hit. My God, what is happening? This aspect ratio just destroyed me. I had no idea what I was doing. There we go. All right, come in here and grab the big key. If you need fairies, bonk open this wall. There's a fairy fountain in here. You know, I'm actually going to stock up for the 4-sword dungeon. Just because I haven't done it in forever, and I remember some of the challenges being quite difficult. Wow, I caught that on the move. That was great. Okay. Come upstairs. Push this block. If you wait a second, you can get the fire pole on it. Get the red mail, which is the final treasure of the game. Okay, warp to the entrance. Now it's time to go up. So we messed around in the basement long enough. Now it's time to actually go after Ganon. Hit that crystal switch, lift this up, throw it, lift this up, throw it, kill the mimic, push this tile to open the door. Hit that. Okay, another change on Game Boy Advance. I'm actually going to position it normally. So if you hit the sword and walk at the same time, the mimics keep moving. So see, even though I'm not moving, they're moving. They're moving quite a lot. Anyway, the thing that I was going to tell you is that on Game Boy Advance, pushing the statue still moves the mimics. On SNES, it does not. So the SNES version is just harder, I guess. All right, so with silver arrows, these guys do die in one hit. Okay, and there's 2 more mimics in this room. Okay, we got him. That was a faith. You can just run from this position and open the door. That's a free key dash. Go down the stairs, hit this crystal switch. There's a switch underneath the middle pot. Kill that Igor if you like. You don't have to re-hit the crystal switch if you don't want. All right, come in here. And then you need to walk carefully across this bridge. Now, right here, this is something that I find really interesting. It's why it's my favorite dungeon. I say this in every single walkthrough I do. In order to reach the other side of this platform, you have to bonk on this brick. Or you can do a bomb jump. But you have to bonk on this brick, and the way you do that is you want to start running and then press the direction you want to run into. So we're starting from the right, then I just tap up really quick to face link up while holding the run button, and that gets you over here, and then you can bomb this wall. It's the only way to get over here, or you can use a bomb jump. But I do believe that the bonk method is intended, and it's a couple fairies for you and a magic refill. Nothing crazy. The other pots are empty. And then you can bonk on this wall, and as long as you're holding back on the D-pad, you'll get over safely, or you can just hook shot. All right, so now we have some gauntlets here, so you can use the silver arrows to kill most things in one hit. Use pots to your advantage. Wow. The bone counts as an enemy, so that's why we have to wait for that door to open. Ow. Oh my God. Hello. Please die. Thank you so much. The whole thing is just kill all the enemies, kill all the enemies, kill all the enemies. This room sucks. This room sucks. Okay. Free fairy here. Just dust the pinwheel before it starts moving. Okay. In this next room, we have to fight the land mola again. But silver arrows will kill them in one hit. Wow, I'm bad. Oh my goodness. I can't shoot. Oh my god, I can't even shoot the bow. Dude. Okay. Take out the cane, and we're going to do a really cool kill here. So this is an invisible floor, but just plant a brick in the middle. Shoot it, and they all die. There's an invisible path here. Use ether to see it. Come through this door. Run across this bridge. You plant a brick here. Oh, the fucking spike trap. You gotta be really quick with that. Okay. I recommend just moving over to the right a little bit as you dash up here. In this room, we need to light 4 torches, so get the fire rod ready. We're going to do this in a very particular order here. We're going to let this go by, light it, lift up. I don't know the buttons. Light it, run. I didn't run along the correct path. Hello, light it. I don't know why that broke. You can fire rod pots? Or is it just a weird glitch? I don't know. Anyway, pick up the refill right here. Ow. Go up the stairs. Light 4 more torches. 1, 2. Oh, okay. Maybe not. Bang, bang. Since we have the extra key from earlier, we don't need it. However, one of these Helmosaurs drops a key. There it is. In case you need a key, go ahead and grab that. Come through here. We got to bomb a wall. It's hard to see on Game Boy Advance, but it is down there, I promise you. I don't know the buttons. Did the bomb just bounce? It sure did. They made this wall bouncing, so you can't just... Wow. That's so weird. And dumb. Anyway. Fairy. If you need another key, it's in that chest. Just hit the crystal switches. But we have a key, so we're good. Now it's time to fight Moldorm. But since we have the Butter Sword, only 2 hits are required, and he's never going to go fast. Come on, buddy. The chest will appear once he blows up. Inside of this chest is 20 rupees. And we can hook through here. Otherwise, just move him. I just like doing that little trick. If you fall... Whoa! If you fall to Moldorm, it's not the end of the world, but you will fall onto spikes and automatically take damage, and then there are Wizrobes in the room. Alright, now it's time to fight Agahnim again. Okay, so this time Agahnim splits into 3. It's the same exact fight. The clones will always, always, always shoot orbs. Agahnim will shoot an orb on his first go, just like before. However, real Agahnim can also shoot blue balls. This is a shitty arrangement. Same thing, 6 hits, always 6 hits. I don't know where that one went. Cool. All right, now it's time for Ganon. It's the only time the flute works in the Dark World, and it's done automatically. Okay, so as long as you're ready, you can fight Ganon. You just need at least 4 silver arrows and a decent amount of magic. That's it. Let's do it. So, first phase, you just gotta hit him a bunch. He'll eventually throw his trident and move. From this point on, he will begin summoning bats. However, using the hook shot, we can do that. Oh god, and avoid the damage. As I say it, holy shit, this is dealing a lot of damage. I haven't taken this much damage from Ganon in a while. As long as you deal enough damage to him, in his next phase, he will start moving around the room. While this is happening, whenever he slams, the tiles around the room will start to go away. Whoops. And if you do not hit him quick enough, I'll let it happen on the 4th one. If you do not hit him quick enough, fire bats will get summoned. I'll just let him do it here so you can see it. So I'm not going to hit him the next time he jumps. Dude. What are we doing? Okay. Yeah, fire bat. I can see that. So he didn't even jump. Now he's gonna jump. Okay, so the left torch always goes out first. I didn't light it fast enough. Okay, so now what we gotta do is we gotta freeze him and then shoot him. Oh god, shoot him with an arrow. Dude, this is the worst Ganon fight in years. I really hope I have enough magic for this. Okay, so even though the torches went out, as long as you freeze him, you're okay. Whew. I'm switching to the torch just because it uses less magic. Okay, we got him. Wow, that was actually pretty close. The torches go out quite fast on Game Boy Advance. But that's The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. 20 hearts, all items, everything. The pathway opens, and you can get the Triforce. Now, if you were to fall at any point, including right now, Ganon comes back to life. So if you fall, you enter the pyramid, you exit through the hole on the left side of the pyramid, you jump down, you're back outside. But then you'd have to fight him again. Okay. Walk in, get the triggity Triforce. Okay. So, all this is going to go on. Link's going to get the Triforce. I'm going to let the credits play out because we still have to do the Four Swords dungeon. I want to make sure the game saves before I reset it. So while the credits go on, I'm just going to quickly use the restroom. Okay. So, I'm going to quickly look up Palace of the Four Sword glitch. Quickly look up the path. Does that. Goes down the stairs. That's the sound I was expecting him to make the whole time. Goes down the stairs. Careful not to get hit. Goes up. Right. Up the stairs. All the way to the right. Bonks into the wall, goes to the right. Okay, so this might take me a few attempts because it is a weird glitch. It does take some patience, but we're gonna do it. I want to give a thank you to Jason Dorval on YouTube, who uploaded this video 9 years ago on September 8th, 2014, showcasing the glitch. So thank you very much, Jason, if you're still around. All right. So we're almost done. I've said it a million times, but A Link to the Past, it's not even my favorite Zelda. It's one of my favorites. Majora's Mask is my favorite, but to me, this is just one of the most perfect games out there, especially for Nintendo's second console. It's the third Zelda game, and it's just like, it's a masterpiece. It's an absolute masterpiece of a game. And it has my favorite iteration of Ganon's Tower, which is basically my favorite dungeon in all of games. In this version of Ganon's Tower is my favorite dungeon in all of games. Wow, that lasted a while on that screen. So yeah, it's my favorite. It's just my favorite. I think Ganon's Tower and A Link to the Past, it forces you to use pretty much every single lesson you learned throughout the entire game. And it even teaches you a very advanced mechanic of either bomb jumping or wall bonking and crossing gaps. Like, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So yeah, I just think they just did a phenomenal job. Yeah, it's just so good, and it's long. It's a long dungeon. It's got multiple ways through. It makes you fight old bosses again, which is always fun. Like, fighting old bosses under new constraints is always good. You got the ice floor for the Armos Knights. You've got the flame spitter for the Land Mola, and then you've got the tighter platform for Moldorm and a bigger penalty for Moldorm. And just say you're not going through here with the Butter Sword, the level 4 sword. Like, it's hard. It is a hard dungeon. Like, using the silver arrows is very helpful in that dungeon. Using the Butter Sword in that dungeon is extremely helpful. So just doing it without it's tough, you know? It's tough. Okay, cool. So while the credits roll, I'm just going to look up the other Zelda Dungeon Force Link to the Past GBA. Okay, so ZeldaDungeon.net is one of my favorite Zelda resources. It's truly wonderful. So I'm just going to read off the differences of the Game Boy Advance version. So the corrupt location data bug, which led to the Chris Houlihan's room, was patched, and the room can only be accessed through glitching or using cheating devices. It's just so weird. That kid won a contest, and he had a secret room named after him, and then they removed it in this version. That's so dumb. The floor is no longer blue except directly under the rupees, and the telepathic tile was removed, along with any mention of Chris Houlihan's name. So dumb. A third lumberjack by the name of Q Bumpkin makes an appearance. To unlock Q Bumpkin's riddle quest, Link must first obtain 10 medals of courage and 4 swords. That's correct. So if you get 10 medals of courage and 4 swords, you unlock another lumberjack, and he sits near the lumberjack hut. Or maybe he's in the lumberjack hut. Can't remember. Link must then talk to Q Bumpkin to start the quest, who will give Link a basket, which replaces the question mark in the item screen. We didn't talk about that. And tell him the first riddle. Link will be rewarded with a set of 3 wooden carvings and a secret technique called Hurricane Spin after completing this quest. And I believe Hurricane Spin is a sword spin where you can move at the same time. Yeah. Okay. New enemies, like-likes, can be found near the shield shop in the Dark World. Witch's assistant in Magic Shop is replaced with Maple from the Oracle games. Okay, quest history. I'm curious if my save and quit counted. It would happen under Turtle Rock. Save and quits generally count. But we did start from the save. Wow. Save and quits don't count on Game Boy Advance. They count on Japanese 1.0. Okay, sparkling stones and skulls can be found in the overworld. Hitting the sparkling stones will create rupees, while hitting sparkling skulls will create lit bombs. Link was given the voice of young Link from Ocarina of Time. Output resolution and buttons were changed. Okay. Cool. So, total lives used, 0. Okay, I'm going to go to change game pack. There's no reset, right? No, it's just these... I don't know. I hope this works. Awesome. Okay. So the game saves. And then we get the choice to either continue or start a new game. We're going to continue. We're starting the pyramid. Great. Okay, good. So, we're going to restock, you know, in a moment, but I do want to show you. So, let's see if he has another hint. Okay, no new hint, but it says the same thing, only true heroes can enter. Okay, so what we got to do is we're just going to come over here to safety really quick. We start this glitch in Thieves Town. First thing we're going to do, though, is we're going to restock, like I said. So there is a fairy fountain at Link's house, or right behind Link's house. Over here. Pop down here. Bonk into these stones. Fairy fountain. Okay. And then what we got to do is we got to warp to Thieves Town. So go to 3. Come up here. Lift up this stone. Warp. Oh, actually. We need magic. Very good. Warp. I'm trying to think if there's anywhere quick to buy things. Just want to see if this is a shop up here. I want to get some arrows. Is this a shop? This is fortune teller. Is the sanctuary a shop? No, the sanctuary is like a person. It's fine. I'm sure we're fine. Okay. Oh, actually, I know where we can restock. Sorry about that. There's a hut over here that you can bomb open. It has supplies. Oh, please. Okay. Great. All right, so once you're feeling confident in your stores, whoa, here's what we're gonna do. All right, so there's no way to like brick your game doing this. It's just you can get stuck and then you gotta warp out or reset the game. So make sure to create a save here. And then the way this trick works is you want to sort of like... It's actually very easy to do on Game Boy Advance compared to SNES. The trick works on SNES, but there's no Palace of the Four Sword on SNES, so there's really no real reason to do this. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to hop off of this ledge, and then as soon as you hear Link's huh, like his little huh sound, you want to use the mirror. And then if you do it correctly, you will warp back to the entrance of the dungeon, and then you'll enter this state of being glitched. So it may take a bunch of tries. You gotta be really fast. Oh, wow. Nope, didn't get it. He didn't hop. And the way you know you didn't get it is if you bonk into a wall and you don't drop through the floor, you're not in the correct state. I didn't get it there either. Nope. Got it. Okay. So you heard the huh, and I warped at the same time. Okay, so now that we've done that, we have to take a very specific route, and you have to be extremely careful not to take damage. If you take damage, you fall through the floor, and then this gets harder. So walk along this specific path here that I'm taking. Oops. Sorry about that. I'm going to go up this... Ugh. Maybe the damage didn't matter. I think it did, though. Come up here. Lift up this pot, and then bonk into this wall. The damage reset us. God. Can't believe that happened. I mean, I can absolutely believe it, but... Got it. Try it again. Cool. So, when you bonk, you fall into the floor, but now we're out of bounds. So we're going to go to the right and scroll the screen once. Okay? And then we're going to continue to the right until the screen scrolls again. And then stop right here, and then go back to the left, and then stop. Okay, stop. Now hold down. Keep holding down. Keep holding down. Ugh. Okay, we had to go to the left a little bit, but that was it. What we needed to have happen was we needed the waterfall to spit us out. But we got it. That was the correct path. We just had to go to the left a little bit. Nope. Come on. Got it. Okay. I'm not even swinging my sword. I'm like wondering if the sword swing counts. Oh, that Darian is going crazy. Okay, try this again. Go to the right, scroll the screen. Go to the right, scroll the screen. Scroll back to the left. I'm going to nudge to the left like 2 frames. Okay, now I'm going south. Continuing south. Oh my god, dude. Come on. Got it. Okay, I'm just going to watch this guy Jason's video one more time. Okay, he goes a little further left when he transitions back. Okay, so we're in the glitch state. We go down the stairs. Oh, God. Jesus. Those things are hyperactive on Game Boy Advance. Okay. Okay, go to the right. Continue right. Okay. Go to the left, and then we're going to hold left for a little bit. Boom, I think that's good. And I'm going down. This feels better. I just nudged to the left a little bit. Yes, okay, great. So just dive under the water to avoid all this. Pop out. We're in the Palace of the Four Sword. Now, you will notice that a lot of the textures are borked. So if we were to go back towards the entrance, do not leave. Do not leave under any circumstance. Do not leave. I'm just showing you that the NPC is not here. The NPC is only here if you enter from that entrance, and I don't even know if he automatically goes away, but he will not be here. If you were to leave, you will be on the Pyramid of Power, and then you can't get back in unless you do the glitch. So, let's do the dungeon. I haven't done this in 20 years, so I'm sort of going through this for the first time. I remember a couple of puzzles. But okay, so you notice that all the textures are glitchy. If you just go down the stairs, when you come back up, they'll be fine. So it sort of like reloads the map. Here you go. So now everything is as it should be. Let's see if Homeboy's at the entrance. I'm actually a little curious. Nope. But here we are, Palace of the Four Sword. All right, let's go. So the object of this dungeon is to get power up your sword. Oh, hello. Power up your sword. This way you can destroy that barrier. The Master Sword does not work on that barrier. So there are some pretty advanced puzzles in here, and you fight some Dark World bosses over again, and they are quite tough. All right, so I believe the object of this room is to light the torches, but I'm just gonna... Oh, maybe I can't even... Didn't I even do this? Oh, no. The torch stops the current. Yep, now it's a normal current. So, on Game Boy Advance, the flippers allow you to swim underneath. This is Unreal Tournament 1999. Wow, okay, I'm gonna let this torch go out and we're gonna try this again. Wow, this is wild. Okay. Okay, we made it that time. I still think that texture's messed up right there. That's fine. We're in the dungeon, it all works. All right, welcome to Argus 2. So Argus 2 has jellyfish, and even though we have the butter sword, still, they don't die in one hit. 2 hits. Tough boss. So I'm just trying to give them a little bit of leeway. Yep. Oh, God. Thank God I got fairies, man. This dungeon is militant. Why did I do that? I saw it. So here's the frustrating thing. I really should have gotten blue potion. I don't know if there's a fairy fountain in this dungeon. All right, I think it's the same. Oh, but he moves crazy. And now we have these crazy things. We have these things in here. Oh my God, on the way up, you asshole. Oh my God. He leaves him behind. He leaves behind a trail. Oh my God. This may take more than one visit. Wow. Fucking yikes. Okay. Cool, so we got one of the 4 swords. So basically, each exit from the entrance brings you to a sword. And let's do this one. I don't actually know what's through here. I remember one of the bosses is Mothula, Helmasaur King. I did remember Argus. I really hate that the heart is blasting, but I guess that's just to help. Okay, whatever. Okay, so the answer is to bonk or bomb jump. I think the answer may be bomb jump, but I'm gonna do this, see if this destroys them. It does not. So the answer is bomb jump. Oh no, boomerang? The answer cannot be bomb jump. I mean, I'll do it. Nope. What the hell? Yo, what is the answer? What the fuck? What is the answer here? I am quite puzzled. Dude. That ain't it. What is the answer? I don't want to look this up. What is the answer? Nope. No path. Dude. I'm really confused. Silver arrow. Oh my god. Jesus, that was hard. Silver arrow. Sure. Come here. Come here. Thank God. Mothula? With blind. Yeah, you are the princess's... Yeah, that's the original line. Oh, he's slow. What are you doing? My friend. I had to reattach him onto the body. What the hell? That's rad. Okay, alright. Alright, calm down. Let's all calm down here. Reattach. Reattach. Laser at some point, please. Thank you. So I at least know what you're doing. One. Maybe. Two. Three. Wow. Whew. That was cool. Man, I'm kind of sweating because I don't know what happens if I die in here. Okay. Wow. Cool. Hello, hello. Jesus. Thank God for that fairy. I think I would have died. Oh, whoops. Okay, we did the current. We did top right. So let's do top left. Whoa. Nothing happened. Unless... Did it open the door? Okay. Okay. So, I'm going to leave at least one of these up. Whoa. Yeah, I'm really going to try not to destroy too many pots. That ain't it. Oh, it actually is it. Right? There's nothing to the south, right? Okay, cool. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. The switch is definitely down there. Okay, we gotta redo this. Oh, that was whack. I don't even know how that happened. Oh my god, I was like going after the jellyfish. Dude, I'm not paying any attention. Can you? Buddy, this jellyfish is tormenting me. Oh, wow. See, I'm the one making a walkthrough, and now you know I'm an idiot. Like, I'm dumb. I don't pay attention. Thank you for 1 rupee. Okay. Need a brick. Okay, very good. This room I remember being weird. I do remember this room. Remember this taking me a minute. Wait, what? Okay, so the ball shows the actual path. What happened here? Okay, I guess I just messed it up. Oh, God. Yo. Homie. The ball shows the path, dummy. I think there's a boss behind this door, so I'm a little concerned. Yep. Alright, I don't remember what is different. Oh, it clones itself. These only have 1 HP, though, but they do turn into bugs. That's right. Yep, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. I am going to quickly look up Palace of the Four Sword Fairy locations. This is all I want to know. I don't know anything else. Oh, God. There are none. Is my progress tracked? So the last, well, not the last, but the final wing boss is Helmasaur King. In I remember some weird fashion, so let's just go for it. Let's just go for it. Oh, okay. I don't think boomerangs do anything to these things. Nope. Ooh, he came up. Hello. Thanks. Oh, whoa. Right, okay, then a brick. Okay. Oh, whoa, that was fast. Oh, I have to hit him with a sword? Silver arrows don't work. Multiple phases of this? I don't remember this. I just remembered it being helmets working. Oh, that was a fast reaction. Is that it? It was cool that he had an eye. It was like a nice vitreous repurposed sprite. Okay. So now we have the 4th sword, which means that we can now break the barrier. Whew. Yo. Okay. I'm hoping it's just straight. It's the 4 Link clones, I think. I don't remember this room. Okay, where do I go? Okay. Okay. Sure. Let's do this. Really hope it saves my progress. Alright, let's get 2 of those and 2 fairies. Alright, unfortunately we have to do the glitch again. But that's okay. As long as it saves the progress, we should be okay. Remember to get magic. Oh my god, I forgot magic. Jesus, I have such bad autopilot when it comes to this game because of years of speedrunning. Okay, do the glitch again. Got it. Oh. Whoa. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. As long as we do this part right, we should be okay. Scroll to the right. Scroll all the way to the right. Scroll back left. Move a little. Scroll down. I went a little bit to the left again. All right, so Super Argus seems to be dead. I think it saves our progress. Yep, it does. Great. Whew, really wasn't sure about that. All right, let's kill the boss. All I remember was it was Lynx. I don't know if there's a 5th phase or something. I don't know. Please stop chasing me. This thing, he moves so weird. Okay, that's one, I guess. What's kind of funny is this is almost a precursor. Oh, that's the move you can unlock with the lumberjacks. What's kind of funny is this is almost reminiscent of in A Link Between Worlds if you play with Street Pass on, which sadly is no longer available, although I think they might have just updated the game to just always have it on. You can find Dark Links in your world in A Link Between Worlds. And the Dark Links are basically other players that you pick up through Street Pass. There's a way to like set what items they have or whatever, but yeah, pretty cool. This is kind of reminiscent of that. You basically like fight their Dark Links in arenas. Really neat. Basically you have to attack after he attacks. Rude. Why do you get to do mobile Quake Medallion? Come on. Okay, that's 3. I don't even know what this one does. Okay, he does that. Right. He does that. Oh, cheap. He does that. What does he do that's new? Damn, 3 hearts on Red Tunic. That's a lot of damage. Got a lot of health. Purple Santa Claus. Yo! Blue Medicine Boyo. Okay. Anything else? I wouldn't think so with this music. I know there's more credits. I do know that. Okay. Cool, I think that's it. I don't really think you unlock it. Maybe there's another power, maybe? Ooh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, okay. So it doesn't look like anything's unlocked from this. It's just the new dungeon. But you do get the lumberjack stuff if you get the medals. And that leads me to the final thing that I want to talk about, or like final two things that I want to talk about with this 3-hour and 45-minute video. There is no way to earn medals, the Four Swords medals, without playing Four Swords. You can't glitch them like you can glitch into the Palace of the Four Swords. It doesn't work, at least as far as I know. I'm sure like through a, I don't know, like a Game Boy Advance, Game Shark or something, you could probably do it. But it doesn't seem like, I don't know of any way to do it. I'll say that. I don't know of any way to do it. That is unfortunate. Now, I recently learned that on the 3DS eShop, Link to the Past, Four Swords eShop, from a limited time, from January 31st to February 2nd, 3 days, they released another version on the 3DS eShop. That version could be played single player. Like, I don't know how you do that. And... or maybe it wasn't single player. I could have sworn that like this version was extra and single player. Okay, yes, it was. Okay. Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Anniversary Edition is a DSiWare remaster for the Game Boy Advance game 4 Swords, also available for the Nintendo 3DS. The remaster includes the full game of Four Swords minus A Link to the Past, which was originally paired in A Link to the Past and Four Swords. The remaster features several changes and additions not present in the original, including a single-player mode. Released as part of the 25th anniversary of the Legend of Zelda series, the remaster is made available as a free download between September 28th, 2011 and February 20th, 2012, internationally via the DSi Shop and Nintendo eShop. It was later made available as a free download between January 30th and February 2nd, 2014 in North America, exclusively via the eShop after the release of A Link Between Worlds to celebrate its critical acclaim, including the Game of the Year award from GameSpot. Currently, the game is not available for download. So, a version of Four Swords, I didn't realize it didn't have A Link to the Past link to it, was available, and it was single-player playable. Available for an extremely limited amount of time. When I say, like, Nintendo doesn't like fun, this is what I mean. There is no reason on earth that game should be lost. That single-player version of Four Swords, there's no reason it should be lost. There's no reason for that. Hopefully, I'm hoping one day the Nintendo Switch Online service gives us access to that via the Game Boy Advance, games. Maybe an updated version of A Link to the Past plus Four Swords with Four Swords single-player. Maybe. I can only hope. But this is the only way... Wow, I used bow and arrow 100 times exactly. This is the only way to play the Palace of the Four Sword is either glitch into it or get a friend with a link cable and 2 Game Boy Advances and 2 copies of Link to the Past plus Four Swords. Only way to do it. I really hate when content is locked and lost to time. It seriously bums me out to no end. And this version of A Link to the Past I think is so good, but it is missing... Like, you're missing out by not being able to play with other people and not experience Four Swords, and knowing that a single-player version of the game exists, but is just locked away in a closet somewhere in Nintendo, sucks. It really sucks. But that's it. That is A Link to the Past plus the Palace of the Four Swords. have not gone through that dungeon in 20 years. I remembered the bosses being kind of crazy and the rooms being fairly technical, but that was really cool. I'm glad I was able to do it again. Glad the glitch worked. I do want to mention, I did walkthroughs for The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time plus Master Quest using the GameCube pre-order disc that you got when you pre-ordered Wind Waker. My GameCube, when I was going through that, died. And then I bought a new one, was able to get it working, but then that started to die. And so I was very glad to be done with that GameCube after finishing the Master Quest walkthrough and the regular Ocarina of Time walkthrough. But when I started speedrunning this game again, or actually I made a walkthrough for the SNES version, and then as I was doing it, I kept saying like, oh, this is different in the Game Boy Advance version, this is different in the Game Boy Advance version, this is different in the Game Boy Advance version. I was like, I just got to make a walkthrough for the Game Boy Advance version. Unfortunately, that meant that I had to use this GameCube again, and I couldn't, it didn't even work. And I found a Reddit thread from years ago that said you need to let your GameCube warm up because some transistors or something like literally have to warm up in order for them to actually work. So I left this GameCube on for like 15 minutes and it finally worked. Just left it on for 15 minutes and it finally worked. Full game with Palace of the Four Swords, 3.5 hours. Not even. That's really good in my opinion. So I'm really glad I was able to do this. I did this in one sitting. As soon as I got the GameCube working, I tested out the game, made sure the game worked, because I just got it on eBay, because mine, was stolen however many years ago from my car in a fighting game tournament in Philly. I did this in one sitting. I can guarantee if I turn off this GameCube, it may never work again. I can almost make a guarantee. It is extremely on its way out. But I'm really glad I was able to do this for you guys. A Link to the Past, as I always say, holds a really special place in my heart. It is the game that taught me speedrunning. It is the game that taught me how to capture gameplay footage way back in 2002, 2004, using a Hop-Hog Win TV card and daisy chaining audio cables together, getting an RCA into an auxiliary jack converter, Y-splitter, getting that in there, like capturing footage. I learned it through speedrunning A Link to the Past. This game is so special to me, and I love playing it so much. I really, 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 really do. So I hope that came through in this walkthrough. I hope this walkthrough was helpful to you, especially if you're playing the Game Boy Advance version and you're stuck in the Ice Palace because the puzzle was changed. But even if you've never played the Game Boy Advance version, you exclusively play the SNES version, whether that's on SNES, Super Famicom, Nintendo Switch Online, however you're playing it. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the differences and, experiencing it with me. I really do. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. I will give a shout out to my channel members since this video is not being edited. Hold on one second, please. Memberships. See your members. Okay, thank you very much to John Aldrich with 40 months, Hector J. Estrada with 27 months, Joe Saunders with 27 months, Daniel Cockrell with 23 months, almost 2 years, Daniel. The Old One with 17 months, Brian Brubaker with 17 months, Baghdad Money with 13 months, Greg with 11 months, coming up on a year. Greg, wow, that's crazy. A year since Greg. He's a coworker of mine. That's just crazy. X-Lightning84 with 6 months, Horror Fontaine with 4 months, and Caroline Hewitt with 2 months. Thank you so much to my channel members. Really appreciate your support. Yeah, I was going to say something else, but I think I forgot. I really thought I had something else like somewhat important to say. I guess not. All right. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for either The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, or really any other game, subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when they go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below this video. Don't forget you can also leave a super thanks by clicking the heart icon below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. The links for those are in the description below. As always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thank you so much for watching this 4-hour video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.